Justin Lee Collins was kind enough to offer all his guests to licky licky boom boom them. Luckily, nobody obliged. Ginger Luke was paired with Callum the Canary, and they told us of a conspiracy theory within the FA over Samgate. No more cheese before bed, lads. It plays havoc with your dreams. Andy popped by to warn us of the risks of not getting checked for prostate cancer. It is a great message, and I'll reiterate it now. Guys, please do not ignore it. Go and get checked. Ed and his mate Dave, the Evertonian fan, were talking about not so boisterous parties, Guinness Book of Records, fundraising, and being twangers last night. And then Kenny Ken revealed he is under the thumb, and if he went to every Arsenal game, his missus would kick him out and he would have to live with Claude. We then caught a glimpse of what life would be like in their flat, and it didn't look pretty. So Miss Kenny Ken, if you're watching, please don't leave him. Watford fans Mike, Jonty and Andy threatened to leave if the 6-1 trouncing at Liverpool was mentioned again. And it was, but they didn't mind, and JLC made them happier with a puntastic chat about the Bee Gees. Sounds like a tragedy to me. Yes. Now you've heard about it, let's have a look. I'm so sorry.
Declan Rudd was
Declan Rudd.
He's
now he's
Charlton.
gone.
He's at Charlton on loan.
And he's on loan.
Yeah.
And now you're saying bring John Ruddy back.
Bring John Ruddy back in because
Yeah.
he's been dropped.
Because with Rudd gone, if Ruddy leaves, then surely Norwich are rudderless. Touch me! Live for Fan TV, members of our team, Matt and Sean, are Skyping in from the Football Blogging Awards. Matt, Sean, are you there? Oh, I love it. And Mark Goldbridge from the United Stand as well. Who have you seen?
Cheeky sport,
What on earth are they doing?
I really can't hear you.
What on earth are they doing? Michael Character Derby.
Do what?
To do what, says Kenny Ken? Gunnar Claude, I'm meeting for the first time. Kenny Ken. Oh, it's the Mannequin Challenge! Love it, they're doing a mannequin. Hello there, they're doing a mannequin challenge right in front of the camera. Is Kapui capable of playing for Tottenham? Mike?
On his day, he could play for anyone in the Premier League.
Okay.
I'm absolutely certain of that. I think he drifts in and out of games a little bit too much. We were talking in the break about what happened about Liverpool. You keep bringing that up, Justin.
I'm so sorry, Mike.
We'll mention it one more time and then we're going to walk.
Oh no! Like the Bee Gees when they walked out on Clive Anderson. Oh no!
Yeah.
You're Barry.
I'll be Barry.
Definitely Barry Gibson.
Which one's Morris?
Oh, Dave, make room for Dave. Come on, Dave. Ed, what's wrong, baby? Come on, baby bum cakes. Come on, Dave, get your sweet baby bum cakes onto this sofa, you hot piece of botty.
Good times last night as ever here on the lime green sofas. And now to tonight. It is time to shine. Isn't that right, Johnny? It's time to shine, baby. Time to shine. Kicking off the show, Spurs fan Johnny Vance is going to be outnumbered as two hammers will sandwich him on the sofa. These two play on Saturday's late kickoff, and it's the biggest London derby of this weekend. David and Nedge Dupre will hopefully be throwing nuggets rather than punches. And Friday night means my main man Chris is calling me from his balcony. He's here to preview the weekend's Premier League games. Well, I say preview. What I really mean is he's going to insult everyone that's playing over the next 3 days. Swansea and Burnley are 10 places apart in the table, but I hope that Welsh Pete and Burnley Jack don't mind being next to each other on our sofa. Maybe some of Burnley's luck will rub off onto Pete to help them out for their game against Everton tomorrow. Stephen Copping, our man in the know about all things non-league, will be Skyping in at 8:30. No one knows more about East Thurrock United than he does. QPR Ladies, Alexandra and Mariko are here at 8:30 p.m. for some more good luck. Last time they were here, they hadn't won a game. Since then, they have had a win and a draw. Pretty good stuff. I know Fan TV is the dog's proverbials, but it seems that we are also the rabbit's foot. Daniel Pinder joins... I didn't write this. Daniel Pinder joins me on Skype at 9:15 to preview this week's Bundesliga fixtures. Dortmund versus Bayern probably isn't big enough to feature. For me, it's all about SV Darmstadt versus FC Ingolstadt 04. Come on, FC Ingolstadt 04. Ending the show, frenemies Ben and Alex. Every time these two are on the show, it descends into chaos. The Manchester United and Liverpool rivalry is pretty strong between these guys. I'll hang on to any leftover nuggets and make sure to throw them if they get out of hand. That's what's coming up tonight, but let's bring on my first guest. It's Johnny Vance, David, and Ned. Come on, chaps, here we go. Hi, David. David couldn't make it by the sound of things. What's this? That's David, yeah? Yeah, leave space for David. He's on his way. Hello, mate. Good to see you. How you doing? All right?
Really well.
Yeah, you've been stood up by David, your West Ham fan.
We don't need him.
We don't need him, though. This is all we need.
We can handle it.
Yeah? Nedge.
I'm not
Nedge,
talking to him.
Johnny, Nedge.
How you doing, mate?
All right, mate.
Best of luck
Real
Saturday.
It's not. I didn't actually know that you had an abdomen or knees or legs. I've only ever seen you from there up on Skype.
Just fully functioning, just from there down. Yeah,
yeah.
artificial.
Lovely legs, by the way.
Thanks very much.
That's all right. Anytime.
Yours are equally splendid.
Your legs are. Meh.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right. That's all right.
What's wrong with my legs?
To be fair, I can't talk. I've got Peter Crouch legs. Look at them. They're shocking.
Harry Kane legs.
Harry Kane legs. Harry Kane legs. Exactly. Don't do your impression. It's very, very offensive. We'll do it in the break, though. When we go to a break, he'll show you his Harry Kane impression, and you'll be just as offended as you'd imagine you're going to be. But you guys will get along fine. Saturday, tomorrow, 5:30. It's probably... I mean, it's going to go under the radar a bit with Manchester United Arsenal, but I think it's the game of the weekend, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think there's always drama. There's always drama. I think some of the United Arsenal games have petered out into kind of ball draws every now and again. But
Like that 8-2.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
lost 10 goals.
with the exception of that one, okay, fair enough. But I think in recent years that they often cancel each other out. I think with Spurs West Ham, something always happens. There's always drama, from either side. So I can't wait. I'm nervous about it because.
Are you?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I was saying the other night.
Very surprised to hear that.
I mean, it's difficult to be cocky. Neither of us have really started the season, flying at the moment. I mean,
You've got the best defensive record in the Premiership.
And they're unbeaten.
Yeah, exactly.
They're unbeaten in there.
So, and if we get past you lot, we've then got Chelsea next week. So someone's going to beat us at some point. I'm hoping.
So actually, you think we might have a chance? All right. Wait, look at my legs now. I thought you were going to say that you would steamroller us. So.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion.
It's never foregone, no. I mean, it's so difficult to say. I mean, don't get me wrong, I fancy it.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, which I am, then I'd definitely back us. I think it'd be pretty foolish to back yourselves for a win. But, in this kind of game, I mean, West Ham have got a couple of special players, so you just never know. I mean, like I said, something always happens, Spurs, West Ham. Last year it was 4-1. I was in Dreamland, but... you never write your lot off at Tottenham, so I just want to. I'd take a 1-0 all day.
3-0, yeah.
3-0. Do you reckon 3-0?
Yeah,
Spurs?
no, I think. God, it is the game, isn't it? Most of my pals, Spurs, West Ham. So it's the game that gets us all going. It's the one in the pub, which is just bants from this morning. It's the phone's been going mental, until I don't know. I don't know. We'll be happy with the draw. It's boring to say that, but we will, because it's been a funny old start to the season for us.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those where on paper Spurs should be winning it, but form goes out the window a little bit, doesn't it, when there's two rivals playing each other like that?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, like I said, you have to back us, but on a day with the Hammers, you just never know. I mean, like I said, neither of us have been playing amazingly, so it depends which side turns up.
It's right. It could be. I mean 0-0, but it could be like 2 or 3-0. You don't know what's going to happen. That is what I like about that fixture in recent years.
Yeah,
it could
go either way.
fascinating. I love it.
Were you one of the few teams that maybe were looking forward to an international break, Spurs? It actually worked out quite well for you.
Yeah, it did.
You do have to sit and watch England, which is horrible.
Yeah, no, it's just terrible. We're watching the show the last few nights. I mean, it's literally no one has enjoyed the international break.
No.
Everyone hates it. So I mean, especially after the summer, we're all glad to be back to some proper football. But the thing is, I think Dyer and Rose both started both games for England, which annoyed me a little bit because you take someone like Cresswell, who I think, in all fairness, has probably deserved an England collar for a long time.
Correct.
And then to only give him a few minutes, I think, well, why bother even taking him? Just start him in a game. We had a friendly against a good side. Stick him on. Stick him on from the start. We all know what Danny Rose can do. So I was a little bit annoyed that Rose is going to be pretty knackered when the game rolls around. So, maybe they'll focus on that a little bit.
It was quite nice of Southgate to send Harry Kane back early, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely take that. Definitely take him nice and fresh for West Ham.
I'm worried about that. Yeah.
He's he needs to start his season, and I think he'd love to bag a couple on Saturday, definitely.
Yeah. Don't do your impression.
Don't do your impression either.
As soon as we get into the break, we're both doing our impression. A couple, he's subliminally quite confident there.
Yeah, he's giving it like, go on, Co's going to bang in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Son. Well, we got a couple last year, so we'd like to do that again.
Yeah, all right, we know.
Yeah, all right, don't rub it in.
Don't rub it in.
I'm not a betting man, but I've got Kane scoring twice and Tottenham winning. But apart from that,
I'm really nervous.
you will not catch me betting on this game this weekend.
Yes, it came 2 or more, win to 0.
You heard it here first. We're going to take our first break. We will launch the first poll of the evening, though. Actually, I think it's been going already a bit on Twitter, @FanTVUK. Who would you rather sell? This is to Arsenal fans. Is it Mesut Ozil or Alexis Sanchez? At the moment, 58% are saying that they would sell Mesut Ozil, 42% are saying they would sell Alexis Sanchez. Still got a couple of hours for that to all change. I think really, don't want to lose either of them, do you, if you're an Arsenal fan? You can tweet us @FanTVUK and get in touch with the show. Let us know what you're up to and what your team's got planned for the weekend. And you can Skype us as well on the Fan TV channel if you want to get in touch and join us on the Lime Green Sofa. We're live on Facebook, YouTube and Sky 1212. And we will see you in just a sec. Do your impression. Talk like that.
Oh my God.
He doesn't
How
talk
could
like
you
that.
do that
He
to
doesn't.
him?
He's not a Burns victim.
It's really offensive.
He doesn't talk
This
like
Spurs fan.
Sorry, you had to see that as well. That's one of your favourite players.
You
isn't
have
it?
to do it naked as well. It's a family show.
It's amazing how quickly I get changed.
Been burned out.
It's much safer when you're on Skype, isn't it, Johnny? You've never seen it inside the studio before.
No.
Some weird stuff goes down in those ad breaks, I'll tell you that much. We'll do it behind the scenes one time. Around Christmas, we'll do a Christmas special. Discussing bad form, I mean, neither of you in great form, but let's focus on Tottenham first, going into the international break. 5 draws in a row in the Premier League, and then no wins in 7 in all comps, because the League Cup and the Champions League as well. It all coincided with Toby Alderweireld going out the team.
Yep, and Harry Kane as well.
And
I mean,
Harry Kane.
2 immense players for us. You know, in the last, 2 years ago, a lot of football fans have been forgiven for really not hearing much about either of them. But they've really stepped up at Tottenham. I think both, Alderweireld was quality, I think, coming in, but he's really stepped up to another level at Tottenham. So we missed both of them massively. And I think we've still got another week or so with Toby. So, we're missing him, but we're not leaking goals. Like you said, 5 draws is, apparently it's this terrible.
Fine.
It's this terrible.
It already is.
Nidge would love 5 draws.
I'll take it.
It's not exactly a terrible one. We're not losing any, and we're not conceding that many, really. I think we've still got the best defence in the league now, even just this season. So, hopefully it just doesn't dip anymore. You know, I think this game for both clubs
nothing to worry about.
It's going to be a big game. We've both got a lot of big games coming up.
He's gone bald overnight worrying about this.
I get a lot of hair jokes on this show.
You do get. We've got somebody joining us on Skype right now who is a West Ham fan. You'll be pleased to hear, Ned.
Is it Dave?
We found the other one.
It's Dave. You sound him.
It's Adam. Hello, Adam.
Hiya.
How are you doing? All right. You don't know where Dave is, do you? We're missing a West Ham fan. Have you seen Dave, Adam?
He's behind the door, look.
Dave. Rude. He's embarrassed. He hasn't shown up. Adam, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
You're very close to the camera. You're more than welcome to be, but there you go. That's a bit more appropriate distance, I feel. Thank you for joining us tonight on Fan TV. We're discussing, obviously, the big game, Spurs versus West Ham tomorrow. Johnny's playing coy and saying that he's nervous and really deep down he's got 50 quid on Harry Kane to score twice.
Yeah.
What do you make of it as a West Ham fan? Would it be a point good?
I would take a point against Tottenham because I think it will be just to kick our season off and running, really.
Ned was saying here that he doesn't really appreciate Johnny saying that 5 draws is a bad run of form and that West Ham would love 5 draws.
I would agree with him there because I think if we can get some draws in and then hopefully we'll get a bit more confidence, we will be trying to win some more games, start winning games again.
And Johnny touched as well on the fact that Danny Rose played more or less both international games in the international break, and Aaron Cresswell only got 10 minutes against Spain, where England conceded 2 goals down the right-hand side of the pitch, by the way.
Yes, a good point well made.
But Aaron Cresswell, he's been brilliant for. You're right there, Adam, mate. You're on a conveyor belt. You're just slowly drifting out of screen. He's like a typewriter. Dave's pulling him off, but that's a different show. That's a very strange show, that one. Aaron Cresswell, unlucky to the criticism he got in midweek for those 10 minutes he got for England?
I was a bit annoyed with some fans criticising him because I don't think it was his fault at the end of the day, but he only come on for 10 minutes. He was making his debut, so I would disagree on some people saying.
We'll cut Aaron Cresswell some slack. I think we'll cut Aaron. Just quickly before I let you go, Adam, prediction, what's the score going to be? 5:30 tomorrow? Well, it'll be 0-0 at 5:30 tomorrow. Will it be about 7:30?
I'll take 0-0 at half-5. Just.
I'll go for a 1-1 draw tomorrow.
1-1 draw. Right, Adam, mate, thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye. We like Adam. Thank you. If you want to Skype us as well, Fan TV channel, you can get in touch like Adam just did. 1-1 draw, he'd take that. You seem to be very much...
I'd take that, absolutely. I think you'd take that, wouldn't you?
I don't think I would, mate. I don't think I would.
What's what are you talking about?
The more I think about it, maybe not.
Have I convinced you now?
I think you have.
You're
so pro-Spurs, you've inspired me.
Pro-Spurs? No, I'd take 1-1, definitely now, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I can see you scoring 2. I don't think I can see that. Not with no striker and with our defence. So if we get on the score sheet...
Are you fit? Oh, he's fit, isn't he?
Oh, he's back.
Antonio, you know... We haven't really... I don't think a striker scored for us.
Always got a chance of Payet in the team.
A striker, we haven't had a striker score this season.
No, yeah,
exactly.
I mean, no West Ham striker
ridiculous.
has scored in 17 games for West Ham.
That's it. Well, apart from the defence and the midfield and the goalkeeper,
therein lies the board and the new stadium.
And the stadium.
Apart from that,
therein lies the problem. Isn't that right, Adam?
Adam! Sorry,
Dave's eating him.
Adam's with Dave now. Dave has Adam now.
Yeah, I'll take a draw.
Yeah, to sum up, Ned will take a draw. Is it dangerous? You're going to have one eye on the game on Tuesday. Massive game for Spurs on Tuesday, away at Monaco. If you don't win, you could go out the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, it's dangerous, isn't it? You can't look too far ahead, but that is a massive game on Tuesday.
Yeah, don't forget about that. That's quite funny already.
The thing is, I quite like, I enjoy the away games in Champions League more than Wembley. I mean, Wembley was great in theory, but in practice, we haven't even started
it's like
at
us.
Wembley.
It's like the same thing, It's like playing that. How do we do it? It's the same kind of thing. I think you're getting lost in it.
You've got, Upton Park, Tottenham. I think both great proper football grounds where the atmosphere you can touch it and it's everywhere. It's all around you. Massive grounds like that, and we've all been to them. It's difficult, even if the crowd and the noise has been incredible at Tottenham, at Wembley for Tottenham games. But the team just hasn't really connected and kicked on like they were properly at home. You know, so you can put all the posters up and the Spurs signs everywhere. You know, turning it into Tottenham to White Hart Lane's big brother, but. It just hasn't happened for us at home.
No,
so let's go over there, have a go at them, you know, because like you said, we could go out. That would be a disaster for us, I think.
What do you think? Will it affect your team selection? I mean, Pochettino came out and said he doesn't know if Harry Kane's got 3 games in 8 days in him at the moment. Dele Alli's doubtful for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But they're both so important to your team at the same time, and you can't take your eye off the Premier League. What do you think? What would you do, and what do you think Pochettino will do?
I think you have to see how we go, really. I think if we get the dream scenario is we get a couple of goals up in Monaco and we're deep into the second half.
I thought you were going to say against West Ham. I was going to say,
then Kane's got to go. You've got to start Kane. You've got to start Kane tomorrow. If he's had a nice little rest after like 7 weeks off and the international break, it's time to get him on the pitch and try and get him scoring. If we can get him scoring, and if he goes into Monaco, having maybe got a goal at West Ham, and I think that kind of adrenaline will carry him on. It's I was looking at this like kind of month of fixtures right at the start of the season when we had Leicester and Arsenal, Leverkusen as well. We've got West Ham tomorrow, then Monaco, then Chelsea. It's a brutal sort of month for us. It's almost make or break.
It's not as bad as
If we have 3 losses, it's almost break.
It is actually easier than West Ham's run of fixtures, but we'll come on to that. It actually is easier than West Ham's run of fixtures, which takes some doing. But it's a huge, huge month this for Spurs. Is it kind of a criticism that could maybe be levelled at Pochettino, and there's not many, that the squad does look a bit threadbare at times when there is injuries in certain positions, and has that kind of been showcased by the fact that Alderweireld and Kane going out has cost you so dearly?
I think so. I think I was fairly happy with the transfer window in the summer when we got Janssen in. I don't think anyone expected him to be pushed, quite that much because of the injury. He had to go up top for a long time. He stuck the penalties away, but the service to him just started drying up. I felt really sorry for him in the end. He was trying hard. He was running his socks off, but I think there's no doubt in it that Alderweireld is a massive loss. Saying that it would be for anyone, but the lads that have come in, Wimmer's done quite well. Dyer's done well dropping back, but then you miss him out of midfield.
It's Dave! Is it Dave? Dave! Dave! It's Dave! Hey! Dave!
There he is.
Johnny the sound guy. Johnny the sound guy. Come out here and put a microphone on David.
Just in case you weren't sure it's got David.
That's not Dave. It's David.
David.
You're just wondering, if you just tuned in, you wonder what on earth is going on. We were meant to have a second West Ham fan here, David, who has just arrived.
Let me down.
Oh, Johnny!
Dave's out. It's all right. It's fine.
Oh, somebody else is doing it. Stay in there, Johnny. Johnny, stay out there, mate. It's fine. David's going to join us, but we can keep talking about Tottenham in the meantime. Another thing, Harry Kane and Hugo Lloris have come out this week. They both want new contracts. Are you ready to go, David?
Always ready to go.
Always ready to go. Come on, David. Here we go. Get in the middle.
All right, fella.
Dave, son.
Always ready to go is not really the thing to say when you turn up 15 minutes late for a live TV show.
It's always ready to be.
Show us the back of your shirt so we know it's definitely you.
Oh, which? There we go.
Here we go.
I said, what do you want for your 30th? Well, whatever you do, don't get me my name and 30 on the back.
Because it's cheesy.
It's
He's
ridiculous.
31 now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You didn't have to wear it though.
That's true, but then I thought,
Hang on, that was absolutely tiny. Yeah, that's better.
shall I bring an older shirt? And I thought, do you know what? No, if you're going to do it, just go whole hog. Because I was going to win a Fairway Bowl in, and then you get kind of the whole, that's last year, so I thought, do you know what? No one's going to see the back of the shirt anyway.
Apart from
all of us.
10 seconds on to
we
the
now
cameras.
have, yeah.
25 Spurs fans on Saturday.
Just sticking the knife in. Well, he had his name on his shirt.
Sticking the knife in, you see?
Oh, okay, that was a bit much.
Then.
No, it's not your ground.
That's right.
Why are you late, mate?
Underground, half an hour, no service, phone dies, and I'm
yeah.
standing outside pressing the buzzer.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't say what buzzer to press, does it? It just is like all these weird
Don't
media
try and bring
companies.
this onto fan TV.
I was here at 1 minute to 7. And I'm late because of the buzzer system. I blame the buzzer system.
So you've been outside for 20 minutes?
Yeah. And my phone was dead, so I couldn't call anyone.
In that shirt? Do people keep shouting David
No,
at
I've
you?
changed. I did a Superman. I was in a suit. David! You look lost, David. You're upset, David. What's going on?
For you.
That David's been outside for 20 minutes.
No, 30.
He's early. David's 10 minutes early. Great to have you here. Well, if you need anyone to keep up to date on time, Johnny's our man for it. What time is it, Johnny?
It's time to shine.
That's a little
Time to
catchphrase that
shine.
Johnny has started on Fan TV that only Johnny does.
Time to shine. What was yours? Always ready. What's mine?
Whoop, whoop. Woody! It's not got the same ring to it, is it?
No, let's stick with that one. I'm always ready.
Well, we were discussing Tottenham West Ham. Johnny reckons Tottenham are going to win 5-0, and Nedge reckons West Ham are going to win 3-0. Where do you stand on that?
Can you bring some sanity to the?
I don't think it's going to. It's going to be a boring game. It's going to be like last year.
Can you go, David? I preferred it when you weren't here.
It's
Warlock pitch.
Do you know what? It's like this Man
Landed
United.
after 14 minutes.
It's like the Man United Arsenal
20
game. Like Sky Sports are doing like back-to-back coverage. Really United, really building up. It's going to be a dire game, and I think the West Ham Tottenham game is going to be pretty miserable as well. I'm going to go. It's going to be 1-0 West Ham. Then, like previous times, it's going to be a really dodgy penalty for Tottenham. It's going to be trip over soil time, and then Harry Kane. Or whoever.
Do the rest. Gary Kane, he's Harry Kane's evil brother. We'll talk about him after the break. While we take a break, we are doing teasers tonight here on Fan TV. As always, tweet us if you think you know the answer. The first one of the night is who is the only player to captain his nation in 4 World Cups? Who is the only player to captain his nation in 4 World Cups? If you think you know the answer, tweet us at FanTV UK. We don't have a budget for any prizes, but you'll get some kudos from me and everyone on the lime green sofa, so that's something to look forward to. We will see you in just a sec. We're just getting to the bottom of why David was late. There was some bloke throwing up all over the train. Yeah. Was it you, David?
But when people say they've been unwell on a train, and you're just like, that's code for something. At West Ham, it used to be Mr. Moon is in the stadium, or Mr. Moon's left the stadium for security issues. And he was throwing up on the train.
Was it Mr. Moon then?
Yeah, Mr. Moon has been sick on my carriage.
That's where
Did it smell of cheese?
But even the thought of it now makes me... I'm all right, but when it's in an enclosed carriage and someone's been sick, I'm all right with sick, but that was pretty overkill. No service.
I'm all right with sick.
I'm all right with it normally. Someone's sick and just like...
There's your epitaph story when you die.
Always ready, eat sick.
As much as we're covering all the big topics here, chaps, we are going to go to our man Chris Darwin from the Cost of the Soul, and he is going to preview the Premier League weekend for us. It's Tales from the Top Flight. Costa Blanca.
Tales from the Top Flight.
God, you put budget on that then.
That, if you're wondering why we can't give you a prize if you guess the teaser, it's because of that feature right there, that sting that we did for Chris.
£11.
Hello, Chris.
Crikey.
Hello guys, how you doing?
How are we?
I'm very well. Nice to see David's got more excuses than Karen Brady already.
He's full of them, isn't he? He's actually got a bone to pick with you. David, take it away. He's got a bone to pick with you here, Chris.
Yeah, remember the last time I was on?
Yeah.
Everton.
Yeah.
Chris,
They're going to be flying high. They're going to be Champions League contenders. They're going to all this.
that's almost as offensive as our Harry Kane. I was going to say.
Harry Kane, wasn't it?
And look at where they are on the table now. They're nosediving.
Plenty of football to be played yet, mate, which is what you lot are hoping for.
He's got you there.
Where's he come from, this guy?
Well, I said I said Costa del Sol, but what is it? Where are you again? Costa Brava or something? I don't know where you are.
Costa Blanca, mate, come
Costa
on.
Blanca, Costa, I don't know, one of the Costas.
Costa?
Diego Costa.
Next door.
Costa's downstairs. Yeah. Chris, good to see you again, mate. Another weekend, finally, Premier League weekend is back after a painful international break. We got to start really, don't we, with the early kickoff tomorrow. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah, obviously the second biggest game of the weekend, lads, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Reading, Burton Albion as well.
Yeah. No, Wenger's apparently going to watch a video of Chile's game to see whether Sanchez is fit to play. Couple of things for Arsenal there. Nobody watches videos anymore. And the guy scored twice and played 86 minutes. I'd probably pick him if you want to win the game, considering everyone else is injured. Mourinho's been moaning today. I know, shock. Mourinho's been moaning today about the lack of respect he gets in the media. I'm not sure if Jose quite gets the irony of that statement, as it is the classic case of the pot calling the kettle black. What else have we got?
We're pretty mean to Wenger on this show, to be fair. But that's fair enough. We don't give him too much respect here on Fan TV.
Yeah, United have seen millions added to their debt due to Brexit. Finally, some goods come out of that sham.
I like that.
I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, the whole Wayne Rooney thing, it's when you need a dose of common sense in football, you've only really got to throw the ball to Kloppo, haven't you, really? Absolutely loved how he handled that in his press conference the other day, reminding us that most of the idols we grew up watching and loving probably drank way more than Rooney could manage on a night out and smoked like chimneys. So fair play to Klopp yet again, charming the world with his little
That's
stories.
how you get respect from the media, Jose. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently, Pogba's dad is now a maths question in France, which is fantastic. Here's a little equation for the more mathematic of you. If A, Pogba costs 89 million and is mainly known for B, a celebration that we rarely see him do, does C equal he's the biggest waste of money we've ever seen?
It's hard to argue with, isn't it?
Perfect.
It's hard to argue with that.
Certainly some kind of C.
We covered up your shirt for a reason, then.
Sorry, mate.
But all mocking aside, it's nice to see that the French maths teacher is trying to use some kind of modern stuff to put into his teaching. We're going to see Charles Sunderland fans everywhere next week trying to work out their percentage chance of avoiding relegation.
And Swansea as well. Sorry, Swansea fan waiting to come on in a bit. Some other games going on as well. I mean, we've got to talk about the one on the sofa here, Tottenham versus West Ham. Huge game.
Yeah, so West Ham has stated that they hope that Payet will stay at the London Stadium for years to come. Depending on how long West Ham stay there, it might be that Payet's going to take some of his triple jump manoeuvres into the more athletic field. I mean, he's very good at putting that kind of technique into winning free kicks in the sort of areas that he loves to take them from.
Outrageous.
David's not having. He's on a wind-up.
Well, West Ham are apparently weighing up a move for Watford's Troy Deeney. I've never heard weighing up being more aptly used in
I hope you've got big scales at
guy up
West Ham.
front for Watford. Bilic says West Ham aren't going to panic in the January transfer window. Well, if Gold and Sullivan are going to sell out to Qatar, as been rumoured this week, Bilic probably won't even be there to sell the likes of Torre, Zaza and anyone else not up to scratch, so he certainly won't be panicking with his big payoff.
Very true, very true. I'm not sure he'll survive a takeover at the moment, Slaven Bilic.
It's not going to be a takeover.
No?
100%. It's not going to be a takeover. They're fans. They don't, they're in it. They're not looking to make millions out of it. They want to do it. They probably would have looked to do it already. They're not going to do it. And they're fans of the club. They're not they're not just someone who's the owners of the club have moved us there to the stadium. They want us to build it. They want a platform. They see the potential. They want to grow. They've both said to me that they're not going to do it, and I think face to face.
Oh, here we go. We're name dropping now.
That is it.
No wonder now we know why he was late. He's hanging out with the two Davids.
Yeah.
I was out with them last night.
Davids are there.
Although the big concern is, I know you just picked up on that about being at the London Stadium. If you're a tenant in a house and every weekend there's a fight in your house, the landlord's going to ask serious questions and go, actually, can I get rid of him?
Yeah.
Because this fight is trouble. It's cost me more money.
There's no chairs left.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, we were spending with some police and stewards, and it'd be really interesting to see how far it goes for the owners to go, actually, do you know what? We've given you this 99-year tenancy, but actually we might. And what happens then? Bowling grounds be knocked down. We'd end up playing in the park.
That would be magical.
To be fair to most landlords, though, guys, I mean, most landlords are very happy to find somebody stupid enough to pay the rent. So I doubt West Ham are going to be kicked out that quickly.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't know, what is this Enterprise you're on? Someone beam him up. Look, Star Trek.
That top is very Star Trek.
It is quite a Star Trek jumper you're wearing there, Chris.
It's getting cold, lads. We're down to about 8 degrees today.
It's because you're in outer space, you lunatic. It's freezing up there, son.
Any other fixtures that caught your eye there, Chris? Those are obviously the two standout games.
Everton Swansea caught my eye a little bit more for what's been talked about during the week. Ronald Koeman's a bit of a strange one, isn't he? I mean, at first he says that Lukaku would probably do better going to a bigger club. Then he says that Liverpool are most likely to win the league this season. I don't think he's really quite captured or caught the mood of the Merseyside public yet.
No.
With that sort of chat in the media.
Has he spotted Anfield yet? Has he spotted Anfield from Goodison Park yet? What's that big corrugated building over there? He seems to have absolutely no idea that they're our biggest rivals.
No, exactly.
I like
Mind you, he did endear himself to the Liverpool public quite quickly, though, because he did also pick a fight with Roy Keane in midweek. So that's going to cheer people up. Bob Bradley, though, he's got an interesting approach to Premier League management. He's now going for the option of denying everything. So he's basically said that Swansea aren't in crisis, which couples quite nicely with David Moyes not panicking about Sunderland's league position. So between the two of them, the teams above them must be absolutely bricking it.
They're so going down. Sorry again. Sorry.
It's quite placid, luckily.
Sorry, Swansea fan. Keep drinking that. I'd keep drinking that beer he's got.
Dead man.
Yeah. Crystal Palace Man City, that looks like quite a tasty fixture on paper.
Yeah, Pep's the right taskmaster, isn't he? First he bans Wi-Fi, then he kicks out Yaya, and now he's banned all his players from having sex after midnight. So it's not really Yaya's year at all, is it?
Hang on, I missed that story. I didn't hear this. What was this? His players aren't allowed to have sex after midnight.
With him?
Yeah. I'm really interested to know what the surveillance of this rule is from Pep.
Yeah, exactly.
If they have a sex diary, they go there every day. Last night, Pep, it was 7 till 7:07.
Yeah, exactly. No sex.
Might be the first time this season the company lasts more than 7 minutes, though. So.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
Nothing gets Fan TV going like a nice premature ejaculation joke. Thank you, Chris. Sorry, what time is it?
I can't read or tell the time.
Okay, brilliant. Just for style. Is that going to be Alan Pardew's last game?
Sorry, say that again, Toby?
Is that going to be Pardew's last game for Palace?
I don't think it'll be his last game, but I'd be amazed if he sees it through to Christmas. I think they'll probably wait a little bit nearer to the
You think he's
transfer
going to
window.
die?
Is he ill?
I don't think he's going to make it to Christmas.
Space news, he's way ahead. The time delay's not that bad, is it?
That's it, isn't it? Any other games, Chris, you want to talk about? I've enjoyed your company as always.
Yeah, one for you, Toby. Southampton, Liverpool. Dusan Tadic will be delighted that he's been past fit for Southampton's match up there. I mean, he doesn't want to miss the biggest audition of his life, does he? So,
hey, that's very true, very true. He's got a broken nose, though, hasn't he?
Intergalactic Joker.
That's got to be your new tagline. Intergalactic.
Everyone's got one now.
Please tell me your business cards. Say Chris Darwin, Intergalactic Joker. And then no contact details or anything. That's all it has. That's all it has.
Tales from the solar system.
Don't call us.
Tales from beyond.
Well, don't call us, we'll call you. Liverpool are going to win though, right, Chris? Please tell me Liverpool are going to win.
yeah, I would have thought so.
Good. Thank you
Which
very much.
basically means Southampton will get a point.
Yeah.
I'd like to finish with Sunderland, though, because, I mean, David Moyes can't go a week without a little comment. Daffabet, who are the proud sponsors of Sunderland Football Club, have announced their odds on the favourites to get relegated this season. You might be one step ahead of me.
Yeah, they got inside scoop as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what odds they're also giving on Moisey to be the next manager sacked, because it's nothing like your sponsors backing you completely, is there?
No, yeah, he's circling the drain. Poor David. Never should have left Everton. Chris, mate, it's been a pleasure as always.
No worries, guys. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
I will see you same time next week.
You will indeed. Take care.
Live long and prosper. May the force be with you and all that. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Take care of Uranus.
Cheers, mate. That was Tales from the Top Flight.
Tales from the Top Flight.
Absolute nonsense, that gets worse every time you see it. Absolute gibberish. But thank you, Chris, for joining us. I think I'm correct in saying that for the first time this evening, we're going to play a round of Kim, Kim or Kim. Yes. Oh yes, this is the game that has taken the nation by storm. We asked you which Kim, Kardashian, Jong-un or Kallstrom is the answer to this question. Which Kim has had a discriminatory nickname? Nickname banned by an international country. Which one of these Kims has had a discriminatory nickname banned by an international country? Let us know on Twitter at FanTVUK if you think you know the answer. Is it Kardashian, Jong-un or Kallstrom? What do you reckon, guys?
I think Kallstrom. Actually, when the old...
I've got 8 seconds to the break.
Do your
Harry Kane.
I've got a Kallstrom story.
Do your Harry Kane and get out of there. Definitely not. So you reckon you'd snog Kim Jong-un, would you?
Yeah, and then I'd thingy the other one.
Sorry, we're back on. Sorry. Right, we are playing a round of Kim, Kim or Kim. We asked you before the break, which Kim has had a discriminatory nickname banned by an international country? Is it Kardashian, Jong-un or Kallstrom? Tweet us if you think you know the answer at FanTVUK. David, you were about to say something fascinating before the break.
Do you know what? You build it up, and I haven't even told you what it is. But champ manager, like years and years ago, he was one of the players.
Best players.
Yeah, and like you get all these cheap players, you'd buy them all up. They're always Swedish or Finnish, and then they'd just come through and you'd have a squad full of that at the end.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't worth the wait.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
I'm kidding. He was also LMA manager as well. On both of them, there was a period where he was just the best player to buy. Which one do you reckon's had a mean nickname banned? I've gone for mean instead of discriminatory because I can't say it. Which one do you reckon, Jack? Kardashian.
Jong-un.
And I've gone Kaltrum, so one of us is going to be right.
Brilliant. Well, you'll probably be gone by the time
It's going to be him, isn't it?
Could be fun. Let's focus on West Ham. We've talked an awful lot about your mob, Johnny. We'll talk about West Ham as well. But feel free to criticise West Ham with the rest of us. Yep. Only lost 1 in 6 before the international break. You didn't win too many either, but you still are 17th. I saw a quote which worried me a bit from Slaven Bilic. He said, if we'd beaten Stoke, we'd be mid-table. It's kind of a bad attitude to have, is it not? Because you didn't beat Stoke and you're not mid-table.
You can't start saying stuff like that. It's rubbish. Well, if we had done that, and then if we had beaten them, and if they hadn't, if the bus hadn't, there's no point saying it.
I thought that was a ridiculous quote.
Absolutely.
Well, you've got to look at the situation we're in. When you look at the table, we did only, you only need that one win, and suddenly it's going to change our season. It seems to be that everyone's clumped in together. Really. Sunderland, for me, are absolutely gone. But that come from sort of 9th to about 16th. So you just need a couple of wins. And I really think that Middlesbrough game, I know it was a draw, and it was a disappointing draw, and I think later in the season, but it did stop the rot for us, and I think that was key. And the reason why I think it's going to be quite boring against Tottenham is because I think we've sorted out the defence a bit more now. We'll play that 3-4-3 system, but it's going to end up being kind of a 5-3-2 system. It's going to be really defensive, and I think the game plan is going to be just to kind of frustrate Spurs and try and do what we did a few years ago when we played that false 9. And Ravel Morrison, what a play turned out to be.
Incredible.
I think that's going to counter-attack. I mean, that's West Ham's best game plan, really. We struggled this season because we're not to do with possession. We've had loads of possession, and it looks great, but there's been no real kind of penetration and more sexual innuendo there. But
where is Ravel Morrison now?
He's at Lazio. But there was all that dodgy stuff, obviously. How much can we say about this without getting in trouble?
I mean, I don't know.
How much is conjecture on what you said?
It was the whole Sam Allardyce thing. Is that what it was about?
The kind of the agent, because he's not signed up with his agent. That's what's been reported. But he was a promising player. He looked great, at Spurs game. But that was probably about it, really, from him, wasn't it? But I do think that's going to be our best tactic this season, to try and even at home, to try and let teams actually come at you, and then just hit them on the counter attack.
I mean, the reason I brought that quote up from Bilic saying, if we'd beaten Stoke, we'd be mid-table, is it just a worry now? At what point do West Ham need to say we're in a relegation battle? You're 11 games in, you're 17th. At what point do you... That quote struck me.
Not yet.
Fellas, say it now. It's all right.
No, we're not. Even when we're down at the bottom, I didn't think, you're looking at that Premier League table, we look at starting 11s on paper, and there are easily 4 or 5 teams that are worse than West Ham. I know on paper it's a different thing, but realistically, I look at it, and a few seasons ago when we did get relegated, I thought actually we might struggle this year, and we were awful, and we did. But this season, there's a few absolutely really terrible teams out there.
Johnny, does that sound to you like the old... We're too good to go down.
Oh, it is. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly what it is.
But we're not problem then, David 31. What do you think the problem is?
Sounds like a dating profile. With David 31.
Seeks intergalactic jokester.
Wait a minute.
I just think it's been a kind of a second season syndrome for a lot of the players. We've had a few injuries, and it's the move to a new stadium. I think there's been a lot of elements at play here, and I don't think it has been the lack of atmosphere. I think there's been a real focus. Journalists have been going to the games and not focusing on what's happening on the pitch, trying to listen to what's happening around it. And I think the games that I've been to, in the areas I've been to, there has been a fantastic atmosphere. I just think it's a different environment. There is a bowling ground. I think there's a whole lot of things. I think actually the players training on the pitch, I think that's going to have had a huge difference, because it's a bigger pitch as well to play on. And I just think they just needed to find their feet a bit more. The players haven't started as well. Players like Winston Reid, he's grown into the season a bit more. There's a few players, and Noble, Kayate.
Well.
But Noble and Kayate were awful. But then they brought in Obiang, and suddenly a squad player who is, he didn't disrespect West Ham at all, despite the fact he got brought in and was shown glimpses, but actually didn't do enough to sort of take midfield slot. He's come in. And there's not many squad players I can think of that actually come in and sat on the bench and then worked hard and got in.
Carrick, wasn't it? Carrick, you've got to play Carrick, and I think it's the same with Obiang now. You've got to play that guy. It just gives the whole team the shape to push on forward and sit there. But, you know, like you said about, I mean, Upton Park, it was like, oh, the atmosphere at Upton Park. I've been to Upton Park a lot, you know, and it was, when I was a kid, I remember, wow. And it kind of lost that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
the last few seasons.
Last couple of years, and you're like, oh, we missed that intimidating. You mentioned it earlier. It was intimidating when we get going. But I remember going there, like, with mates of mine, you'd have a ticket and you'd go, it's dead quiet, and they took the mick, you know.
Yeah.
And it's one of those. I think the move to the new stadium, West Ham fans are slightly exaggerating in their head how good the Upton Park atmosphere was.
I think
at times.
exactly that.
I saw Reading beat West Ham there, and you could have heard a pin drop. It was 1-0 a few years ago, and you could have heard a pin drop. Interestingly, they're talking about switching up their formation, going 3-4-3. You obviously went 3 at the back against Arsenal. Do you think that was a one-off for that game? Do you think you'll go back to
I don't know. I was all over the place when he came out and said that. And even before the game, he just Bulger's Brass said, yeah, well, this is what we're going to do. I thought, well, they're filming you, mate. What are you doing? Why are you saying this? You know, but, so, I mean, and you look back and it worked, so you say fair play. I'm not all that comfortable with it. It took Chelsea quite a few games. I mean, regardless of last year, we see what their personnel is like. It took them a few games, and Conte loves the 3 at the back. He's missed a 3 at the back. So I personally think if you've got the meanest defence in the league for last year and still so far this year, why change it? Do you know what I mean? I think we've got the best centre-back pairing. I think we've got our full-backs are as good as anyone, and our keeper is as good as anyone else's, I think, as well. So why bother changing that? You know, we've got embarrassment of riches, like in attacking midfield. We've got Harry Kane coming back. You know, I think something different maybe has to happen, but for me, I don't think it's 3 at the back.
Do you think it was a horses for courses, a one-off against Arsenal?
I think maybe. I mean, look back, maybe it might just be a bit of a genius move, you know. Yeah, I mean, we only got a point saying that, but I didn't think we looked particularly bad at the back at all.
You've got 4 decent fullbacks, though, you know.
I mean, we were switching them up every other week last year and it worked, you know. I really am a believer in if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the only thing that's working for us at the moment is actually at the back. You know, so it made me nervous, made me really super nervous, more so than I was. I think, well, what on earth is he changing it with the 11th hour? But you think, you know, I always say in Poch we trust, you know. So if it's something he wants to do moving forward, then brilliant. But why do it for the Arsenal? Why do it for the Arsenal? Of all games, Arsenal away. I'm going to change it all up today, lads. So it was
he got away with
tough.
one.
Yeah, he got away with it. We saw
what happened to Everton when they tried to do it at Chelsea at the same time. If it had been 5-0, it would have been Pochettino would have been answering some serious questions.
Exactly.
Of all the things that have come out about the new West Ham stadium, the most alarming story came out a few days ago when BBC did their Price of Football survey, the annual survey, and it unveiled that West Ham have the most expensive pie in the Football League.
I wasn't aware of this. Did you know this?
Yeah, I've seen a few cartoons of like blokes walking past and saying I haven't saved up the deposit yet. You know, seen burger value.
Oh, really? Yeah.
0% finance available, that kind of stuff.
£4.10 for a pie.
Why 10? Why? You know, that's just that. That worries me. That's like the Karen Brady. Why put the 10 on?
But for the club, you know, there's a certain amount of sales before the club even get any money of that, and even then it's kind of like it's all towards the owners.
Well, it was like £8.
Do you mean a certain amount of sales of pies?
Yeah, and beer, and no, not just the pies, but all the food. We need to sit. Yeah, absolutely. But even with that, you know, so the club, it's out of the club's hands really, and it's a bit strange. And the same with the radio system in the new stadium. I keep going on about this, but
and the bubbles.
Yeah,
the bubbles are rubbish. But
it's like the owners just like, do you know what? You know, we don't really need the police. The West Ham fans are going to be nice and, you know, civilised about the whole thing. And
you're going to behave in there, aren't you? Of course we will.
But then where was the back-to-back coverage this week after England-Scotland violence in the stands? Where was the MPs calling for the closed stadium? You know, it was.
Say that.
It just really seems like this whole media thing about West Ham and the fans. And do you know what? You look at any other big games. You know, you look at Man United, Man City. You know, there's people throwing stuff at the team bus. Where's the back-to-back coverage now? Where's people talking West Ham get points?
It's flavour of the month at the moment, isn't it? West Ham crowd violence. To be fair, I mean, you know, you're blaming the media. I didn't even bring it up. You brought that on yourself that time.
No, absolutely. But I just mean it's funny. You see the pictures from the England-Scotland game. I'm looking and everything. If that was a West Ham game, there's no like little girl showing some coins that were showered upon her. You know, there was no blood. England-Scotland game, there was blood pouring from the man's face.
Wait till tomorrow. He's going loaded up, isn't he? He's on his shed. He's rammed.
This is not going out.
And then the papers have got all this stuff
going out. It's rehearsal. It's all right, don't worry. You have to wear a wig.
Dave will be here any minute.
We wouldn't be this
Annie wig.
unprofessional and immature if we were actually going out on air, Johnny. Think about it, mate. Come on, be reasonable for a second.
But the papers used the picture on the back, you know, trouble at mate West Ham Chelsea, and it was a Chelsea fan walking across, and all of the angles were on West Ham. You just think it's, you know, two people to tango.
Yeah, poor
That's why
West Ham.
That's why always ready. Two people to tango.
With a great big free stadium that we all pay for.
Yeah.
I look at my pay slip every month and I expect to see a West Ham deduction.
Do you know? Do you know what?
It's disgraceful. Poor old West Ham.
You let it slide for a while, but it's getting ridiculous now. It's a free stadium and everything like that. If we hadn't moved in, it would have been demolished. It would have been a big white elephant.
You know what? Let's get up there. You can do your photo fit.
You know, it would have been a big white elephant. We're doing the taxpayer a favour by taking.
Oh, here we go. I've heard it all now.
Wow. Oh, goodness gracious, man.
He's having an imaginary drink now. Look, he's
imaginary drink.
He was thrilled with that. Poor old West Ham, eh? Cheers.
You're right there, Nedge.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Well, we've only got a minute and a half to go with you guys, but it's been a pleasure. It's been emotional. David, we've only been here for about a minute and a half.
5 minutes, yeah.
Right, serious predictions. What's the score going to be?
Me first?
Yeah.
1-0.
1-0.
Bastard.
1-0.
I'm going to have to...
1-0 as well.
Time to shine. It's got to be 2-1 Tottenham, I'm going.
Time to shine.
Time to shine.
Oh, I'm being told, apparently somebody swore, I'm being told in my ear, which...
Yeah, it was middle.
I'm genuinely sorry then if you heard anything inappropriate at home. I genuinely am sorry about that. Moving on. Thanks, Johnny. Apparently.
Oh, wow.
I preferred you when you were on Skype.
Yeah, I get filter at home, yeah. My wife's there cracking a whip. No bad language. Sorry.
You moved on from bad language to talk about your wife whipping you with a chain. Thank you very much for keeping it clean. Right, what's the score going to be?
2-1 Tottenham. 2-1 Tottenham.
Thank you for not swearing, Johnny.
2-1 West Ham, and it was me that swore.
Whoa!
Oh, was it actually you that swore?
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
I didn't swear as well.
I missed it.
What's his name on the old Star Trek? What's his prediction? 2-2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Right, guys, that's all we have time for. But good luck to all of you.
See you later.
And go wash out your mouth with soap. Turn up late, effing and blinded.
I genuinely believe that.
So did I.
You know, I was gonna, but then there's people, and people would have seen it was me. I was gonna go for 1-0, and it was just, you know, just.
Right, well, we're going to take a break.
Is that all?
Yeah. That's what it takes.
Promised he's never going to swear again. We'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Cheers. Hi there, I am Toby Tarrant. This is Fan TV. We're here until 10 o'clock tonight on Sky 212, Facebook and YouTube. Next up, it is Swansea fan Pete and Burnley Jack are here to talk about their sides' differing fortunes. 9 points separate them in the table. Don't know if that will be the same after this weekend's games. Stephen Copping as well, our man in the know about all things non-league, will be Skyping in at 8:30. Nobody knows more about Stalebridge Celtic than Stephen does. And from 8:30, Alexandra and Mariko from QPR Ladies are going to be here. The girls support Arsenal and Chelsea, but I think the girls' match against Old Actonians on Sunday might be an easier one than their teams have. And Daniel Pinder joins me on Skype at 9:15 to preview this weekend's Bundesliga fixtures. Dortmund versus Bayern is the biggest game in the league tomorrow. However, he will have the latest news on that and all the other games as well. Then last up at 9:15, Ben and Alex. The Man United and Liverpool rivalry is pretty strong between these guys. But with me being a Liverpool fan, I think we can keep Ben fairly quiet. Right now, though, we're lacking some fans on the lime green sofa. Let's get them on. Come on, chaps. Here we go. Pete, good to see you. How you doing, all right? Yeah. Jack, how you doing, mate? Yeah, take a seat. Take a seat. How are we, chaps?
Yeah, not bad at all.
Well, you've clocking up a few appearances on the lime green sofa now, have you not?
Yeah, I mean, you're saying not bad, I'm saying bad. I'm in a foul mood.
You're in a foul mood, are you? You're in a foul mood.
As they say in Wales, tamping.
Tamping?
Tamping, yeah.
I've never heard that expression.
That means really, really quite cross.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The last time I came on...
I might inch over here if that's all right.
The last time I came on here, we had a 100% record. We were doing okay. I had a full head of hair. I think I actually had more hair than Justin. That was only 3 months ago. And now, look at the Swans. We are in dire straits.
It's not pretty.
It's really, it's dire the way it's gone. You know, we've got a manager in charge who is woefully out of his depth. I don't have a go at the guy himself. You know, he's a nice guy. He's come from the French second division to the Premier League. Sorry, I'm hogging it a little.
Go for it.
He'll get his turn.
Yeah, I've got a lot to get off my chest.
Go for it.
You know, he's come from the French second division. He's appointed a new guy now who's his greatest credentials was being caretaker boss of Forest, Paul Williams. Nothing against the guy. Again, wish him well. However, it's not the kind of grandstand marquee sort of appointment we want. Since the Swans have been in the Premier League, it's been gravy all the way. I've always said we're only one managerial appointment away from it all going belly up. This is that appointment. And there's been a couple of dubious. Francesco Guidolin now is looking like Alf Ramsey, you know. He was pulling up trees. I mean, the last 2 games before this American came in, we looked a whole lot better than we're looking now. This is the appointment that's going to take us down. And it's breaking my heart, and it's breaking every Swansea fan's heart.
I can see you. You're a broken. I'm going to show you some shapes, and you tell me what you see. I mean, it's turning into. I feel like you're on the therapist sofa.
Is that a dying swan with blood?
It was a dying swan. Yes, you saw a dying swan.
I must say, what's that behind you? Is that's a beauty figure?
This is. You want to see this guy?
Yeah, I love the colours. I have to say that.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a scale model of Leon Britton. and I realised it was a little bit tall.
Yeah, it's a bit too big for Leon.
But I like that. Where can I get one of these?
I actually have no idea. I've just seen in the back as well. It's got a plug.
Oh.
Don't be too rough with him. He's starting at the weekends.
I'm being told in my ear that apparently this lights up. So we don't have the plug or the budget, but just close your eyes and imagine this just slightly brighter than it currently is.
I've got to get one of those. It's a good job I've worn my big coat tonight. I am from Swansea after all.
I mean, you've summed it up very well, that it's not going very well at Swansea. Let's do the numbers, because they're quite funny if you're not a Swansea fan. 19th, 6 points from safety, just 1 win, your worst ever start to the league.
Yeah, I mean, you know...
Discuss
or disgust. I'll discuss in disgust. You know, we've seen, a lot of my friends are watching this tonight. Billy Williams, Jan the Gin, George, Watsy, all the boys. We're all watching it. We've seen a lot worse.
Why did George not get a nickname there?
That is his nickname. His real name is Mark Phillips. And it's his birthday today. He's 48.
Oh, happy birthday, George or Mark, or whatever your name is. Happy 48th birthday.
So these guys, we've been watching Swansea since 1978 in my case. And, you know, we've seen a lot worse. So this is no great hardship. However, we've become accustomed to the Premier League and we like it. And it's the only place to be, really, if you want the club to grow.
You've had a taste of the high life.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, and this might sound strange. I'd rather be going to Burton Albion tomorrow than going to Everton, from a fan's point of view, from, you know, you can have a drink outside the ground, blah, blah, blah. But you've got to be in the Premier League, really, if the club's going to grow on a worldwide, on a global scale, because it's outside of the Premier League, no disrespect to anybody. It's just not, you know, it's just not where it's at. So we need to preserve that Premier League status as dearly as we can. And right now, it's looking very grim. So it's not the end of the world. We've seen worse, and we're going to go down one day, sooner or later. Some, it might be this season. But, you know, let's see if we can cling on. And it's looking grim with Bob Bradley as the present incumbent in the manager's chair, because he just doesn't know what he's doing, really.
No,
I mean,
he's completely out of depth. You're completely right.
Yeah.
If you want to read, there's Roy of the Rovers magazines on the table. If you want to read at any point, feel free to tuck into those. We have got the results in from poll 1 on Twitter at FanTVUK. We asked Arsenal fans, who would you rather lose, Mesut Ozil or Alexis Sanchez? 59% went for Mesut Ozil. It's a bit of a rock and a hard place, that one. It's a tough choice either way, isn't it? There's two problems you guys would like to have.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd love Ozil.
Choosing between Ozil and Sanchez, which one has to go? You'd take that, wouldn't you?
I'm quite surprised at that, really.
Yeah, I am a bit.
Like, I don't know.
The way that Arsenal fans go on about Mesut Ozil as well, I was surprised to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's bizarre. I mean, out of the two, from a neutral perspective, he's the better player. I'd rather have him any day of the week, but...
I think so. I think Sanchez is slightly more replaceable than Mesut Ozil.
Well,
not
yeah.
that he's not a brilliant player.
No, you're right.
Poll 2 is running as well now on Twitter at FanTVUK. Let us know if you think you know the answer. It is going to be, who is the first goal scorer going to be tomorrow in Manchester United versus Arsenal? So is it Rashford, Mata, Giroud or Ozil? Rashford, Mata, Giroud or Ozil? If you reckon you know who's going to score the first goal in Manchester United Arsenal tomorrow, then tweet us at FanTVUK. We'll come back to Swansea, but it's going to be more of the same when we come back to Swansea. I always try and find some negatives and some positives, and it was very, very difficult.
Good luck looking for the positives.
Yeah, no, I haven't got any, so we'll come back and do some more negatives in a bit. But Burnley, on the other hand, there's my positives. Oh, Burnley, look at you guys. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm getting a nosebleed. We're so high up
I
the
can
table.
imagine. Ninth in the table, Burnley. Oh, here we go. Yes, I met that one quite well. I can tell you, I'm guessing this is the Brighton have gone 1-0 up against Aston Villa. No, they haven't. So if you're a Brett Brighton fan who's now celebrating around the sitting room, you are going to hate me. So what's actually happened is Aston Villa have scored and they're 1-0 up away at Brighton. So I'm really sorry to all Brighton fans that got very excited then. Villa have scored, Baker, I think, scored for Aston Villa. So Aston Villa turning it around under Steve Bruce, turning it around. We'll keep you across those goals as they go in. Also, if you're watching the game and you're a Villa or Brighton fan and you want to Skype us at half-time or full-time, then feel free to get in touch and Skype us on the Fan TV channel. Right, let's talk about Burnley, the real Claret and Blue. Forget about Aston Villa for a bit. Going into the international break, let's talk about the last game before the international break. What a game. 3-2 at home against Crystal Palace.
So, last time in the Premier we played them, we went 2-0 up and lost 3-2. So, as soon as they got that second goal back, I was fuming. All my girlfriend's family, they're all Palace nuts.
Are you just showing off that you've got a girlfriend? Is that what that is?
I do have one, and she's a real human.
So she's got 10 fingers, 10 toes, and a head. She's got all the parts. Yeah. Sorry.
All the parts.
Arrogant sip afterwards. Oh, sorry. So your girlfriend's family, who are also real.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. But yeah, they're all Palace fans. I haven't had the joy of seeing them post-victory yet, but I will be coming down in all my kit. Shorts, socks, shin pads.
Will she be in all her kit?
Well, she does have
You know what kind of kit I'm talking about?
Oh, God. I think she's not watching. This is turned very
I hope her
seedy.
parents aren't either.
Sorry, Mum.
But no, I'm looking forward to a good smug appearance when they're there. But yeah, no, absolutely over the moon with that result. I was.
Were you just toying with them, letting them get it back?
Yeah, it was just flirting with them, really. But no, I'm so chuffed for Ashley Barnes, out for a long time with quite a serious injury. So to come back and score, it's great. And he's got quite a decent record in the Prem. I'm sure Matic will tell you a lot about that. I don't know if you remember that.
Do you know I forgot?
So
for some reason it doesn't keep me up at night
No,
as much
well,
as it clearly does you.
not
You know
just
what you're
at
talking
night.
about, obviously.
Well, I'm sure it keeps Matic up at night.
Keeps me up at night. But no, so he basically went in, a bit of a cheeky tackle, and Matic stood up, pushed him, and Matic got a red card when really barged him.
Yes, no, that, yeah.
So, yeah, no, we're all really chuffed for him. And yeah, it's moments like that you dream of when you're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
a massive game.
Yeah.
7 points from 3 games as well, going into the break. It's the same manager. It's a lot of the same team. What feels different? What is different this time round?
I think the business in the transfer window was good. Defoe, I mean, I could talk about him all day. Fantastic player, best player I've seen in a Burnley shirt,
Really?
probably ever. And you're seeing the likes of Tom Heaton stepping up this year. He was a bit unlucky in the England game the other night, but yeah, no, he's been fantastic for us. And I think we've had a really good transfer window. Whereas the last time in the Prem, it wasn't quite
Maybe
up to
a bit
scratch.
too loyal to the team that got you up as well.
Absolutely.
We'll come back to both your teams in a sec. We're going to take a quick break, but I believe that the first teaser of the evening has been one where we asked you who is the only player to captain his nation in 4 World Cups. I can tell you that the answer was Rafael Marquez from Matt Brown. Well done, Matt Brown. Good knowledge, good knowledge. Well done, Matt Brown, everybody. Well done. Well done. We have absolutely nothing to give you, Matt, but you do have the respect from everybody here at Fan TV and on the Lime Green sofas as well. Keep tweeting us at Fan TV UK if you want to get in touch. Any questions for the guys here on the Lime Greens, and we will see you after the break. In the break, we were just discussing what's happened to Paul Jewell, the old Wigan manager. He must still be managing. If anybody knows, he's probably down in the lower league somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he got disgraced in his time at Derby, I think it might have been. I don't know. If anybody knows where Paul Jewell is. If anyone's seen Paul Jewell, then tweet us and let us know, and put up posters and put his face on a carton of milk, and we'll try and find out what's happened to him. Let's go back to Swansea for a bit. I love this that Ki Sung-young, your midfielder, came out. Did you see these quotes in the international break?
I certainly did, and very disappointing.
I mean, he came out, so you might not be aware of this. He came out, a Swansea player, obviously, and he said during the international break in an interview that Swansea are a club in crisis, which wasn't very nice of him. And then Bob Bradley came out and basically said, we're not in crisis, but we do need more leaders in the team. First of all, ridiculous for him to go off spouting his mouth and saying you're a club in crisis, isn't it?
You know what? Ki Sung-young is a player I really rated, and he went on loan to Sunderland, and I was one of the fans who petitioned for him to come back, thinking he could do a really good job. And he's been really instrumental. He's a gifted footballer. However, I heard a terrible rumour when I was back in Swansea that he's got the biggest ego now.
Really?
He's become some kind of Korean David Beckham out in wherever he's from, so South Korea. And he's come back with this terrible attitude and saying things like this. The guy, for me, should be dropped and suspended straight away. It was an innocuous statement. It wasn't meant to be divisive or incendiary in any way, but it was careless. And, you know, we're not a happy ship at the minute, and we don't need this guy who clearly wants out and plays with a real nonchalance that's really wound up me, amongst others, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, you know, crisis, it's not what you want to hear. I mean, these are the kind of rumblings you hear from a club that's going down, you know. And I can't believe that I'm sitting here discussing us as relegation candidates, and in some style as well, because what happened to Villa last year was, from any football fan's point of view, was hideous. I see us going the same way as Villa, which weren't pretty. So we don't need people like Ki Sung-young. We need people like Leon Britton stepping up.
Leon.
There he is, Leon. Step up.
Leon, step up, Leon, mate.
Light up, Leon.
Light up, Leon. Light up. Come on.
There's some very loose talk about Frank Lampard, you know, with the American connection. Lampard coming and doing a few months stint, which I think would be fantastic. You know, he started his career at Swansea on loan from West Ham, and he would be a really good capture to sort of galvanise this talk of Joey Barton. This is all kind of just terrace talk, really. But to be honest with you, what we've got at the minute, we've got two strikers who can't score goals, who cost a lot of money. And, you know, someone like Barton could come in and kick butt. And I think, yeah, why not? You know, we'll try anything. I mean, we spoke about this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, with Barton, he sat the players down just after Christmas at Burnley, and he said to the guys, "Look, what do we want from this season?" So we want last season. Yeah. Last season, he said, "What do we want?" I said, "We want to win the league." I went, "All right, we'll do that then." Yeah. And they didn't lose a game for the rest of the season. Yeah. He's the sort of player that when he doesn't play for you, you hate him.
He's a passionate player. We are a very passionate club. Any Swansea fan will tell you that. Any football fan.
Absolutely.
And I think he could come in and capture the imagination. And I got to be honest, contrast him with the likes of Key, who's a waste of space, if you ask me. He's a great footballer, but, you know, so was John Joe Shelvey. He's another story. This is where it all went wrong for Swansea. He was getting players in like Bafodemi Gomez, John Joe Shelvey. We got Leroy Fair, who's been doing okay, but he's another one of these guys who plays with a real nonchalance. He doesn't really care.
He's been relegated with every team he's been with in the Premier League.
And he's going to, you know, he's going to make it a hat trick this season by the looks of things. You know, these are guys I class as mercenaries, and they're not in the Swansea mould. What's made us famous, what's made us liked, as you said earlier, a lot of people's second club, which gives me enormous pride to hear that. They're not players. They're not in the Leon Britton mould. They're not in the Alan Tate mould, the Lee Trundle mould. So let's get these guys out. John Joe Shelvey, I would have paid for him to go to Newcastle. I couldn't wait to see the back of him, as gifted as he is. And I say the same thing for Ki Sung-young.
I want to touch on this thing as well about the Swansea mould. Is the thing that surprises me more about Swansea than anything else at the minute is when they came up into the Premier League, breath of fresh air, playing proper football. You know, Rodgers in charge playing passing football, but there was an infrastructure there. Yeah. There was guys in that changing room that you touched on, like your Gary Monks, your Alan Tates, those Leon Brittons, your Joe Allens, your Ashley Williams, those kind of players. And it's felt like a club that was run very much the right way. And you had someone like Angel Rangel, who's not the most blessed footballer in the world, but what he left on the pitch was 110%. Now it's amazing how quickly it seems the club's gone in a completely different direction.
Well, what's happened is this is a show of its own, but the board that so famously brought us up from the brink was made up of local businessmen. Hugh Jenkins and people like that. I don't want to say too much because myself, friends of mine, know these guys and they've done an amazing job for Swansea. What they've done is they've sold to these American guys, Kaplan and Levine, and it was meant to be an investment. It's not an investment, it's a share sale. So the shares have gone. A lot of money's been made by certain people. These Americans who due diligence was not done on these guys. They've got a bad reputation in Baltimore or wherever the hell it is they're from. and they're venture capitalists. They're not football people. I mean, one good thing about bringing Bradley in, Bradley is a football person. And they've got Landon Donovan, which I was really impressed by. He's a football person. So I thought, well, we're in good hands there. And, you know, it's easy to paint these guys as pantomime villains who want to come in and you know, they want to be successful. But the whole thing that built Swansea, that identity, has gone now. And it's a crying, it really is a crying shame. Not to say we're going to go down the tubes completely, but what we were built on, that era is over.
It's lost that identity that it came up with.
You bet, and it's gut-wrenching for Swansea. However, I've got to say, we had 15 years of being media darlings and you know, being praised. It's more than most clubs get. Everything comes to an end. Yeah. But it's a crying shame, and I may blub.
I think they'll be all right.
Are you still seeing a dying swan?
Oh, it's getting worse.
I want to come back to Joey Barton as well. So he's been linked with a return to you guys. Sean Dyche has said he's welcome to go and train at Burnley. Obviously there last year. Been linked with Swansea. Been linked with Crystal Palace as well. I'm going to throw it out there that with Swansea deal, I think for Swansea, good signing. I think that's what they're lacking. A couple of leaders, put him in. Is he not on the flip side of that? With how well you're doing at the minute, the sort of guy that can upset the apple cart a bit? Is it almost Burnley don't need him at the moment? You've got players in his position. You've clearly got characters in there somewhere. Yeah. Do you need him?
Last season, he was probably our most important player. He was on a par for me with Andre Gray. Now he wouldn't get into the first 11. I don't think he'd get in ahead of. If we play two in midfield through the centre of the park, I don't think he'd get in ahead of Hendricks or Defoe. But should either of those two get injured, then we're sort of suddenly scraping the barrel. So I'd have him back because his presence last year, like I said earlier, you know, he changed the club. I don't have a doubt in my mind that I don't think we would have been as successful if he'd have not played for us. But I mean, for Swansea, if he went there, a lot of people make a lot of his leadership, and you know, he's a divisive character. A lot of people don't like him, a lot of people do. But what a lot of people forget is he's a fantastic football player. He is a really, really good football player. And he wins you so much. The amount of free kicks we must have scored as a result of from Joey being kicked up in the air. You know, because people try and get under his skin. They try and get back to the Joe Barton of old.
He's one of those players you want on your side.
Absolutely. You might have to question his mental state, though, with the Royal Rangers thing, because that all ended very, very wonkily. I mean, that was sort of Gaza-esque, you know, going there and suspension and, you know, all sorts of question marks hanging over him. So I'd still take a gamble on him, but I don't know, is he in the right frame of mind? I've always thought, I've never particularly
Was he ever?
I think he needs strong management, definitely.
Yeah. He's going to get that at Swansea anyway, but Bradley.
Yeah. I think you need to let him know the hierarchy, because he needs to effectively be put in his place.
He's got good taste in music. That's why I've always he loves the Smiths.
Yeah, good man.
And you know, he's all right by me.
Yeah, well,
make him captain.
If he loves Morrissey, then he can marry me.
Yeah. Exactly. You going out tonight, or do you?
I'm going out Morrissey.
You haven't got a stitch to wear.
Right. I've got this.
There we go. That's a lovely stitch.
I was going to go out, but I'm still ill.
Done well in the West.
Hey, here we go. Smith's quotes for the rest of the evening, I think, is the plan. We talked about the hierarchy at Burnley and how Joe Barton kind of knew his place. It was almost felt like he was kind of almost a link between Sean Dyche and the dressing room at times last season.
Yeah, definitely.
That man, Sean Dyche. Every time I get a Burnley fan on here, is a chance for me to tell how much I love Sean Dyche. What a man. I mean, he must smoke 70. Oh, there I'm Sean Dyche.
Somebody give that man a Strepsil.
Somebody needs to.
Come on, or lock it.
What's he like after a night out? Well, I'd love to speak to Sean Dyche on a Sunday morning.
My friend Tom, who was on the Lime Green a few months back, he went and saw Burnley Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago, and he said he was driving home, pulled into the petrol station to get.
Keep it clean.
All right, okay. But he went to get
pulled into a car park.
Yeah.
And there was Sean Dyche.
Flashed his lights. No, and they went for a Burger King. It's not a euphemism.
Okay. Was Terry Venables there with a brown envelope?
Yeah, but and he said he chatted to Sean Dyche after, and he said he was worse then. He was like,
because he'd been shouting on the touchline.
But no, we love him. We love him at Burnley.
What a man. What a man.
And he's
incredible statistic I saw today that Burnley are the only team to outrun their opponents in all 11 Premier League games this season. Does that say it all, how much he gets players playing for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, you're absolutely right. He gets players playing for him. you know, if we had, I don't know if we have, I don't think we do have a sports, I don't know what you call them, a fitness.
Academy?
Well, no, like someone that monitors the fitness.
Sports Direct?
I'm sure you will do
Sports Direct,
nowadays. I'm sure you will do.
Well, hopefully, but if they do, they're not doing their job well because we just run and run and run, and that's the way we play. We run teams into the ground. We don't give them a chance to, you know, compete with us in that aspect. But
You're
no,
having that first season sort of honeymoon, emboldened by the fact that you've got the experience of being up there a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
And it's great, you know, it's great to see these clubs like Bournemouth having that sort of honeymoon season. Sustaining it, like we have for 5 seasons, is easier said than done. So we've overachieved it in a sense. If Burnley can go halfway towards that, you'll be happy, I'm sure.
I don't care where we finish as long as we finish in the league.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does make sense, but I mean, on paper, Burnley probably should be in the bottom 3, shouldn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
But that, I mean, the stat that they've outrun all their opponents kind of says it all.
But we
doesn't it?
play as a team. We're not an individual. We don't focus on individual brilliance. We play as a team. We play as a unit, and that's always been the Burnley way.
Yeah.
Long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. What a legend. What a legend Sean Dyche
Love
is.
him.
And you're not sure if they've discovered science in Burnley, is basically what you were saying, yeah?
No, I don't reckon. Still trying to work out what gravity is.
Still trying to invent the wheel.
Yeah, the what?
The what? Craziness.
I've been to Burnley and he's not far wrong.
I'm
This is
never
the
going
guy
to be
from
allowed
Swansea
back.
saying that. That's
Hey,
unbelievable.
hold on a minute.
You asked for that. You asked for that. We are going to take another break here on Fan TV. Apparently, you're leaving us. I'm being told in my ear.
I've got to get home.
Right. Well, I mean, this is why I don't have a girlfriend like you, because everyone that ever gets close to me leaves me.
I'm meeting Justin E. Collins.
I do have to pay.
Can we swap? Can you show me pictures?
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a woman that doesn't love me.
Oh, no, it's a dying swan.
Right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck in your
Toby.
prospective games.
Cheers.
Didn't even get to talk about them, but 6 points all round, 3 points all round. Right, see you in a bit. Hi there, this is Fan TV. We're here until 10 o'clock on Sky 212, Facebook and YouTube. Coming on now, Alexandra and Mariko from QPR Ladies. No, not now. They started sneaking on. Not now. Those two girls support Arsenal and Manchester United, but I think their game against Old Actonians might be a little bit easier than the one that both their teams have. Daniel Pinder joins me on Skype at 9:15 to preview this weekend's Bundesliga fixtures. Dortmund versus Bayern is the biggest game in the league tomorrow. He will have all the latest news on that. And last up at 9:15, my old mates Ben and Alex. The Man United and Liverpool rivalry is pretty strong between these guys, but with me being a Liverpool fan, I think we can try and keep Ben fairly quiet. Let's get them out here. Alex and Mariko. Come on, girls. Here we go. Come on. Nice to meet you. How you doing, all right?
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Nice
Take
to
a
meet
seat.
you.
Take a seat. How are we?
Well, I mean, we heard what you said about us in the green room. It wasn't very nice of you.
Oh no, they were. I did tell. I was like, "Are we on in the green room?" They did think I'd be very excited about the fact that we were finally getting some glamour on the lime green sofa. It's about time. You've seen the usual fans we have. You've seen that lot. So they've gone. It's fine. They've gone. When you were last on, it went. You were going really badly. QPR Ladies, is that fair to say?
Yeah, we had no
And
win.
you've been slightly less worse since you came on, so you can thank us for that at least. You can thank us for that.
Slightly worse.
Slightly less worse than really badly was the situation. You've won one in the cup.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Talk us through that game. Who did you beat?
Loftus Town.
Loftus Town.
Away.
Away?
Yeah.
Were they any good? I mean, they lost to you, so I'm going to hazard a guess. and say they weren't the best. Let's say they weren't the best. What was the score of that game?
4-2.
4-2?
Yeah.
You still managed to ship two in, I see.
I mean, we're not bad. It's just like we've just been unlucky, I guess.
I've been unlucky at the beginning of the season, yeah?
Yes.
Right, well, we will come back to QPR Ladies in a sec, but right now, it is that time of the week where we speak to our non-league football experts. You girls can chime in as well. It's the lovely Stephen Copping, everybody. Come on, Stephen Copping. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Stephen. How are we?
Hello, Toby and young ladies.
Hello, hello. Are those glasses new? Have you always been wearing glasses, or is that...
No, I'm wearing them tonight, to be honest, because I want to see some notes I've got above me.
Wait, you what? You've got some mates you've got above you? Have you
Some
finally
notes I've
lost
got
it,
above me
Stephen?
there.
It's been coming for a while, mate. It's been coming for a while, but you finally lost it. How was the international break? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was cracking games, a lot of football, and didn't get much of a rest, really. What about yourself?
No, I didn't enjoy it at all. Did you girls enjoy the international break?
We couldn't watch the last one because it was on training. During training, yeah.
The England game, yeah.
Right, okay. But I mean,
No, I've been enjoying it. I've been watching some under-21 games and yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I just don't care about the international break, but Stephen loves it because he's our non-league man, and during the international break, non-league football goes through the roof. So Stephen's a big fan of it. Stephen, loads going on this weekend as well. Another exciting weekend ahead in the non-league. The big one, Forest Green Rovers versus Lincoln City, isn't it?
Yeah, this is an extraordinary club, the Rise and Rise of Forest Green Rovers. They're owned by Dale Vince, who's an entrepreneur. Very strange goings on in Forest Green. They're the envy of non-league football, really, because they've got a fair budget. They've got a good manager, and they're top of the league by 9 points. And by all accounts, favourites to go up, clear favourites to go up. And but they've got some strange quirks going on there, Toby, at the club. They have a robot that cuts the grass. It's the first organic club football pitch.
They have a what that cuts the grass?
The robot.
A robot?
Oh,
wow. That's right. The entrepreneur is into, how should we say it, anything that's eco-friendly. And the actual football pitch is all organic, and there's no meat pies at the football ground at all. It's all vegan. So you can't have meat pie at the football.
Oh, there with me, Stephen. Oh, there's been a goal. 1-1. Brighton have equalised. Murray has scored for Brighton. Yeah, Glenn Murray has scored for Brighton. 1-1 in the Championship. We'll keep you across the goals as they go on in that game. Sorry, Stephen, we got interrupted by a flying football. I had to meet it. Sorry, you're saying Forest Green Rovers have no meat pies at their stadium?
Pies, no meat. It's a vegan club run by a vegan, owned by a vegan, and that's just the way it goes there. You can't take any meat in there at all.
That is the worst football club I've ever heard of. Forest Green Rovers. That is. You're not veggies, are you?
No, definitely not. Meat eaters.
Oh,
flexitarian.
What's one of them?
Oh my God.
What's one of them? What does that mean?
I eat meat on special occasions, I would say.
Oh, so you're not a vegetarian.
Exactly.
You're just a lazy vegetarian.
Well, it's called flexitarian nowadays.
Flexitarian.
You know, it's a new thing. Yeah.
That's a whole new thing. Are there any flexitarian football clubs in the non-league, Stephen?
I've never heard of that one before, Toby.
All right, we'll do your research, and this time next week, if there is one, let us know. I can't believe that. No meat in a pie. But their stadium holds over 10,000 people.
Yeah, it's a terrific stadium as well. And it's top versus second, so I reckon you're looking probably around 7,000 to 8,000 tomorrow.
Where have they found 7,000 or 8,000 football fans who are happy to eat vegan pies? I don't know one.
And all kids
Unbelievable.
under 16 are getting free tomorrow as well.
Oh, that's why. That's why. That makes sense. Yeah, but it's top of the table. That is a massive game. Talking about Torquay United, they're playing Wrexham this weekend, but Torquay United are in a terrible state at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been really up for sale since 2015, and they really are desperate. A Canadian sell fell through this week, and so they've got a currently 8-match losing streak. So they're in a bit of a dilemma. They're not doing well on the pitch, not doing well off. And they really do need new ownership dramatically quickly, because otherwise, and the real problem here, Toby, is they don't have a home game for about 34 days, because all the teams they're playing are either away, or some of the games are being cancelled. So they need that home revenue as well.
And they've been knocked out the FA Cup as well, haven't they? So they haven't even got the FA Cup money.
That's right. That didn't help either. So they've got it all to do. And the manager, Kevin Wilkinson, he played over 300 games for Torquay, but, it's looking like it's getting close to the edge there at that club.
Wrexham, meanwhile, they've got Wayne Rooney's brother. We discussed this last week, the most untalented sibling ever.
Yeah, you did, Toby. You did mention that. And it's interesting that his brother is flying through the roof at the moment. He's on a really good streak of form. He's playing really, really well since he moved from Chester. And his last 2 or 3 games, he's starting to score goals. So basically, everything his brother's not doing.
Yeah, well, it shows to show. Maybe Wayne can't be in form when John is. They take turns, maybe. So maybe it's John's turn to shine. Where's Johnny Vance when you need him? Time to shine, John Rooney. Time to shine. In the National League North, Brackley Town, who are everybody's favourite team at the moment. Brackley Town versus Harrogate. Massive game as well in the National League there.
Yeah, a bit like Stamford a few weeks ago. Brackley Town winning 4-3 against First Division Gillingham. An amazing result, and a hat-trick by Armson, the midfield player, Jimmy Armson, a 26-year-old, a stunning hat-trick. And they're still overjoyed. Whether they'll have a hangover this weekend, who knows? But they do need the points in the league as well. They're about 9th in the league, and they need to climb up the table. But yeah, great run, great result, and they've got Blackpool away.
Yeah, I saw that. They drew Blackpool away in the second round of the FA Cup. I mean, that's winnable, isn't it, for Brackley?
Yeah, that's a huge game, and it should be a big crowd at Blackpool, or even though they're going through a few problems themselves. But Brackley, they're one of the sides that could go up this season as well. So they could be playing in the National League next season if they maintain this form. And they've got some really good players in their squad as well.
We talked about Forest Green Rovers having a lot of money and a nice stadium and stuff as well. AFC Flyde are playing Boston United this weekend. Is it that game's going on?
Yeah, they are owned by a guy called David Haypenwaite. And funny enough, talking about Blackpool, Toby, David Haypenwaite's boyhood club is Blackpool. He's tried to buy them twice. He didn't manage that, so he ended up investing in Fylde, and they're doing really well. They've got an £18 million sports complex, Mill Farm. They're doing really well. Top of the league by 7 points, and they do basically another side that will probably get promoted as well. Again, the envy of the division as well, a bit like the other side we were talking about, Forest Green Rovers.
It amazes me, all these investors now in the lower league game as well. I mean, think 10 years ago, you would have been far less of them. Ebbsfleet versus Maidenhead United's coming up this weekend. And is it Maidenhead or Ebbsfleet of Kuwaiti billionaire owners or something ridiculous?
Yeah, that's right. The investors for Ebbsfleet are Kuwaiti investors. The club used to be owned by a web-based venture called My Football Club, but they were bought out a few years ago in 2013 by Kuwaiti investors. So they've got money. They're the favourites to go up, even though they're 7 points behind Maidenhead. And yeah, they've got a great backing and a very, very good ground, Stonebridge Road there as well. Again, as you say, Toby, it's extraordinary, isn't it? All these investors creeping down into the lower leagues, but piling the money in that moment, piling it in.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good for the grassroots game. And what's the state, would you say, of ladies football in the grassroots game at the moment, in the non-league side of things?
Very strong. We're looking at doing some non-league football coverage for the ladies, actually, or even higher up the scale, because we'd like to get the ladies, a little bit more media coverage. And what you're doing there is fantastic. But yeah, we have looked into covering games live on a different format as well. And we'd like to do that probably this season rather than next season as well.
Yeah? Oh, there you go, girls. Well, the way they're playing at the minute, they'll be non-league soon. So you can talk about them on this show. Don't worry, Stephen. Couldn't help it. Stephen, mate, we're going to let you go. While you were talking, we had a tweet in as well. Sorry, in my ear, what did the tweet say? Oh, that you look like Jarvis Cocker from Pulp.
Well, last week it was Michael Palin, so I thought I'd change my look.
Yeah, it was Michael Palin last week. Now it's Jarvis Cocker with the glasses. You can't escape it, mate. Well, we'll speak to you next week, and if not, let's all meet up in the year 3000. Hey, here we go. Sorry, that joke probably went over your head. It wasn't very funny for the guys here that understood it. Stephen, mate, always good to hear from you. I guess I'll see you same time next week.
Yeah, take care, Toby.
I'm loving the glasses. All joking aside, I'm loving the glasses, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, Stephen Copping. Well done, Stephen Copping. It was interesting what he said there. Do you agree? Have you noticed that women's football in the lower levels is getting better? We've seen it improving on the international stage and the upper ends, but have you noticed it at the grassroots level as well?
I haven't really.
You're too big time now. You play for QPR Ladies.
Not really, but for our league, something has changed, which is some teams started to doing their highlights on the webpage, and we can see it through Twitter and.
Oh, right.
Yeah, getting more coverage, and I think the Premier League hashtag was actually doing very well last week, I think.
Oh, the Women's Premier League hashtag was doing very well, was it?
It's called We Are Premier.
Oh, We Are Premier.
And then we just started that. With that, and then
I think
there's been more coverage.
It was doing really well.
No, it's been noticeable in the last 5-10 years, certainly, the rise in the women's game. It's great to see. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to talking about QPR Ladies, only if you want to. I don't blame you if you don't. We are playing Kim or Kim tonight as well. I asked you earlier, out of the three Kims, Kim Kardashian, Kim Jong-un, and Kim Kallstrom, which Kim has had a discriminatory nickname banned by an international country? Which Kim has had a discriminatory nickname banned by an international country? If you think you know the answer, tweet us at FanTVUK. It's either Kardashian, Jong-un, or Kallstrom. Let us know, and we'll be back in just a sec. Hi there. Before the break, we played a round of Kim or Kim. I asked you, out of Kim Kardashian, Kim Jong-un, or Kim Kallstrom, which Kim had a discriminatory nickname banned by an international country? Well done, anyone that guessed this at home, tweeting us at FanTVUK. I can tell you the answer is Kim Jong-un, because in China, they have banned the use of calling him fatty on websites. I swear that's true. I swear to God that's true. So well done if you guessed that it was Kim Jong-un. That was another round of Kim or Kim. Yeah, I love that game. Love that game. Quite right too. Why is everyone always picking on Kim Jong-un, hey? Why is everyone always picking on Kim Jong-un? Why is everyone always picking on QPR Ladies as well? What's that about? See how smooth that tie is to talk about football. This Sunday, huge game. Old Actonians in the cup.
Yeah, in the cup.
I've just got the cup, Capital Women's Cup, is it?
Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of the League Cup, or like an FA Cup equivalent, or?
No, it's a bit smaller.
It's just the League Cup equivalent, really, isn't it? They beat you earlier this season, Old Actonians.
Yeah, we had another plate cup against them, and we lost 2-1. And this Sunday they're gonna come back thinking they're gonna win again, but we're not gonna lose anymore.
Oh, fighting talk. We're not gonna lose it. Right, so for next time you come back on, just make a note of that. We're not gonna lose any more. Perfect. We'll save that, and then next time you're on, we'll just check if that's true. I'm sure it'll be fine. So you said you played awfully when you played them the first time.
Yeah, we did. We played so poorly.
Was she really bad? Was she?
I played so bad, and I agree on that.
No, I feel bad.
No, I was.
We didn't have a keeper on the first half, so.
You didn't have a keeper in the first half.
Yeah, the keeper came in.
And they only won 2-1.
So, thanks to the defense, to the defenders. No, just kidding. But yeah, she came in the second half, and then that's when we really dominated the game. Actually, no one could tell in the second half that we were losing. Really?
Well, your keeper isn't Dave, is it? The West Ham fan who turns up 45 minutes in. Is that your goalie? It's Dave.
That's him.
Thought it was. I thought does he dress up? Does he? And he comes in an outfit and wears a wig. Yeah, I can imagine Dave doing that. You're going into it. I mean, you could really do with a cup run because the league's not going too well. You're bottom of the league with 1 point at the moment. I'm sorry. I mean, again, it's a bit like the Swansea fan earlier. I was looking at positives and I was struggling here. And your current run of form is lost, drawn, lost. LLLLDL. It sounds like a Welsh town. It's not going very well. A cup run would be pretty useful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but to be honest, we were really unlucky with the fixtures in the league game because we have played first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And next week we're going to play against West Ham, who are second, bottom last. So
that's a massive game.
Yeah, I won't call it a massive game. We shouldn't call it a massive game. Yeah.
There's nothing.
What's Dave going to do in goal? Because he's a West Ham fan. He's going to be leaking goals left, right, and centre. Maybe take out Dave for that game. I mean, you're saying it's not a massive game, but I'm looking at it here. West Ham are only 3 points ahead of you.
Is that
You can't afford to lose it.
No, we can't. We have to win.
But and obviously, I've got the quote here. We are never going to lose again, so that's fine. So that one, I'll tick that off. That's fine.
And it's West Ham still. We can't lose against West Ham.
Big rivalries. Do the rivalries from the men's game translate into the women's game? So when you're playing a London club, does it translate? Does that make sense? Do the QPR ladies really want to beat the West Ham ladies?
Yeah, I think it's like an area thing, yeah.
Yeah. And your most recent game, you lost 2-0 against Charlton. But I'm told that you played really well.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Charlton are first.
Yeah.
And we drew with them 0-0 during the first half. And why are you And then the first goal in the second half was not even, no one shot. It was from a corner, hit her leg, and then she didn't even notice. And it was 0-1 for them. Yeah. And then they scored again on the 93rd minute. But I think that game gave us confidence rather than being sad about it.
I mean, I've been pretty mean about you guys because it was kind of entertaining. But I mean, it does genuinely sound like since you were last on Fan TV, is it fair to say performances have improved?
Yeah, definitely. And we got more consistency within the team.
I've seen your consistency. Lost. Certainly no question about that. No one's doubting your consistency, believe me.
Well, no.
Sorry, but no. All right. But your performances have genuinely improved. I mean, that's the reports that I'm hearing, is that you have improved since you're on Fan TV.
We're doing much better, yeah.
So if you have another little improvement after this appearance...
I think we need some confidence. We need a win.
Sorry.
You're not making it any better here.
Sorry. She doesn't need any more confidence. We won't be losing again this season.
No.
We won't be losing again this season. At the top of the table, it's very tight. Who's the best team that you've played? Spurs are up there, Charlton are up there.
I would say Coventry.
Yeah, Coventry was the toughest.
What was the score in your Coventry game, dare I ask?
Oh. Well, we didn't have a goalkeeper for that game.
Now, I'm no football manager, but I'm just going to throw it out there that maybe you guys should look into buying a keeper, because it sounds like that might be where you're going wrong.
I don't know if that would have helped, to be honest.
The keepers like to cancel it last minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think there's... They'd
We
be
have
like,
a lot of
I'm not
army-
going to get another 3-4 goals today, probably.
Yeah. How many
Yeah.
keepers have you got in the squad?
2 or 3.
We had 3 now playing, and then 2 of our actual field players went to play in goal as well. A right wing went into goal, and then a centre mid went in goal.
I mean, if you're watching Fan TV and you're a ladies goalkeeper, I've found a club that need one desperately. So if you want to play for QPR Ladies, there's a gap in the market that's begging to be plugged there. You can go straight in as number 1 in goal for QPR Ladies. If you can be there by Sunday, they can play against Old Actonians in the Capitals Women Cup.
Exactly.
So there you go. There's the inspiration for you. The FA Cup first round draw has been made. Is that the biggest thing you're in? Does that get taken more seriously in women's football, say the FA Cup? A bit like in non-league, how the FA Cup's kind of the pinnacle, or is it very much the league where people focus?
Well, it has been the same team in the finals, really.
Really?
So we don't really follow it up. But see how it goes.
It's difficult with women's football because I feel like the gap between the top teams and the lower teams is too big.
Yeah, I think the main focus is just having the experience to play with teams that we've never played before. We both haven't played against Cambridge United, so...
Yeah, so that's who you've joined. You've got Cambridge December 4th. Is it tough as well? Because in the men's game, all the way down to League 2 and below now, there's so much. There's television cameras at every game. You can scout the opposition, blah, 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 blah. You're playing Cambridge, who are top of the South East Division 1. So like you say, you've not played them before. Do you go in having any idea whether they're going to be any good or not?
Actually, Cambridge have they put highlights on every match, so I started watching it the last 2 weeks just to see how they are, and they're quite strong.
Have you been scouting the opposition?
No, I'm trying to not.
You're trying to not. This lot are good. They've got a keeper. I rate it. I like the look of this lot. I don't know how much information you can really draw from, but I'd love to watch a QPR Ladies game. If you're watching that going, fancy our chances here, guys. Keeper's only just turned up. They're 60 minutes in. Cambridge, I can tell you, are top of South East Division 1, and they're on a 7-game winning run in the league. Does that concern you?
No.
No, it doesn't. No.
We actually have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
We just go for it.
It's a cup tie. And it's away in Cambridge. How far can you get drawn in the FA Cup? Is it kind of done in regions? You don't end up having to play like York or someone, do you?
To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well.
You've looked into it then, good. And we have clearly as well. Well done, everybody. Well done. Well, it looks like they're very much informed. I just want to ask you as well, like, how closely linked are the men and ladies team at QPR? Is there any crossover, or are they very, very separate?
No, I think zero.
Zero, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Christmas parties coming up?
No.
No? Don't get a shared Christmas party?
I think they wouldn't mind, but...
You guys said definitely not. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So it was for example, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's been sacked recently by the QPR men's team. Are there any waves? Does that have any bearing on the ladies team? Do you notice it, or is it so separate and far removed?
I mean, I notice it like in the news.
But nothing changes in your
day-to-day. We never
talk
talk about the men's team.
No.
We only talk. Yeah, I think the only thing we say is, the men's have this kit, so can we have a kit too?
Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it.
Do you wish the men's QPR team well? I mean, I know you kind of have to say that, but have you kind of now? Do you always look out for the QPR result first on the weekend for the men's results?
No, of course we care about how they do and how they play, But if they would come to our games, we would come to theirs.
There you go. You heard it here first. You heard an ultimatum there for the two girls on the library sofa. QPR players, if you go to their games, they will come to us. I think that's a fair compromise, isn't it? That's a fair compromise. Where do you play your games?
West Drayton, Uxbridge.
Is it just a pitch? Is it stadium? Is it?
It's a small stadium.
That's a glowing review for that stadium.
It's the home pitch of Uxbridge FC.
Oh,
you heard about them?
Yeah, non-league. Yeah. Nice.
But they complain about it. Like,
they complain about it?
Yeah, the men's players being like, you're destroying our pitch.
What? Right, hang on. They're saying that you're destroying their pitch.
Yeah.
Surely it's just where they're running on it just as much as you are.
That's what I told them.
Or are you filth? Do you just go in challenging, flying all over the place?
Well, no, I think guys are the one who like faking injuries, right?
Oh!
Rather than girls.
Oh, here we go. Open up a can of worms here. That's a good question, though. Do you get, diving in the men's game is quite apparent. Do you get many women diving?
Well, it happens, yeah.
I think in women is like when we go down is how quick we get up to show how tough we are rather than faking it and be like, yeah, give me that free kick. I think it's important to be clever in faking sometimes.
Exactly,
for your team to win. But I think now the men's love to exaggerate.
If we will be leading the games more often, maybe we would fake injuries.
I've gone out with a few girls who fake things. Right, we are going to take another break here on Fan TV, live on Sky 212. Raj, don't shake your head like that. Don't shake your head behind the cameras. We are going to do another teaser into the break here on Fan TV, and the teaser is well done to, I think it was Matt who got the last question right. So tweet us at Fan TV UK if you think you know the answer. It is, I have scored for 6 different clubs in the Champions League and played for 5 that have won the competition, though I have never won it myself. Who am I? Let's start that again. So, I have scored for 6 different clubs in the Champions League and played for 5 that have won the competition. However, I have never won it myself. Who am I? Raj, put it up on Twitter, mate. Stop shaking your head at me and put it up on Twitter so people can read that, all right? Still shaking his head, Unbelievable. No, if you think you know the answer, then tweet us at FanTVUK and let us know if you think it is, and then we will award you with absolutely no prize. We got nothing. We got absolutely nothing to give you, but we will get lots of respect for everyone here at Fan TV. Stay with us. After the break, we're going to carry on talking about QPR Ladies, and we might play a game of What's the Peter Ramage as well. We'll see you in a sec. Hi there, welcome back. Toby Tarrant here on Fan TV. Got a couple of the QPR ladies here on the lime green sofa, and they are going to play a round of What's the Peter Ramage in just a few moments' time. And it's a What's the Peter Ramage with a difference today, because I'm sure you've seen the Mannequin challenge that is going around everywhere at the minute. Jamie Vardy did one on Wembley, and the Spain team did one, and the English defence did one as well in the final 2 minutes, which is very sweet of them to get involved as well. And earlier here at Fan TV, we did one as well. Should we take a look? Let's take a look. Could be fun. Could be fun. Well done, well done. It was all very good, apart from a couple of things. First of all, Johnny, who is our sound technician, just blinking the whole way. Blinks once on the way in and once on the way out. And also, you may have spotted, it will be back up on the Fan TV YouTube in a bit, you may have spotted the one piece of pasta that refused to play along with the Mannequin challenge and fell off the fork just at the worst possible time. But apart from that, it was a very good effort. So well done everyone involved. So with the Mannequin challenge in mind, it leads us on to the game of What's the Peter Ramage, where basically today, we're going to show you some Mannequin challenges we've done over the last few weeks, and we need you to tell us whether there are more or less YouTube views than the one before. You got that? We got that?
Yeah.
Right, let's play a game of What's the Peter Ramage. Here we go. Here we go. Cha-ching. Does that make any sense to you, by the way, the fact that it's called What's the Peter Ramage? Are you aware?
Not at all.
Are you aware of Cockney? Are you aware of Cockney slang?
Well, I've heard of it, but
Cockney rhyming slang. So basically, it's like a thing that they do, like some East Londoners do, where they go, instead of stairs, they'll say apple and pears. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
and so we came up with our own football ones. And What's the Peter Ramage is what's the damage, which basically means how much. It makes sense to most people, but I understand that it's a bit lost on you. Right, we're going to give you the first one. We're going to give you the first one. That is Spain after the game at Wembley the other night. And how many views, did that have? 18,010 views, okay? So that's the starting number. We'll give you that number, 18,010, right? So we're going to have a look at another Mannequin challenge now. Number 2.
More.
More.
You don't want to take some time to think about your answer? Or?
No, definitely more.
This one has more female viewers, so.
Yeah, but okay. More than 18,010? Both go more?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
How many do you reckon? How many do you reckon?
Oh, wow. Over 1 million, maybe?
Over 1 million?
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, I'm over here, by the way. Unbelievable. Yes, I can tell you. You are correct. It is higher. 98,000. So you're a bit off with the guess, but correct. But correct. So 98,000 leads us into our third mannequin challenge of the night, which was the Borussia Dortmund players in the gym training away. Did you see this one? This was very good. This was the one that kind of started it in the football community. Bit inappropriate. I don't know what's below that camera. Any ideas? Any guesses? 90,000 is the guess.
Wow.
Well, if it started, it should be higher, I think. Because it had longer time to be on the internet.
But no half-naked Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah, more.
I can tell you, it's lower. It's 39,000.
No.
39,000. I'm sorry. But you got 1 point so far. Let's have a look at the next one. There we go. Paul. Sorry, that's the Pittsburgh Steelers, the American football team.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing on this show.
Well, is this more or less than?
It's 39,000. No, sorry, the last one, the Dortmund one. So higher.
So I would say higher.
Higher? How many do you reckon?
Well, it's an American football team, so 100,000, 200,000, or more.
Higher than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Higher than Ronaldo. Correct all round. Higher and 170,000. 170,000 I've watched that one. 173,000 I'm being told in my ear. I might go and watch it myself. It looks quite good. Let's have a look at another one. LeBron James and Michelle Obama. Chilling out.
It's LeBron. I would say more. Higher.
Higher than 100. How many do you reckon? It was
500.
NBA players in the White House for the occasion.
500.
300,000.
739,000. It's doing well. If you get LeBron James and Michelle Obama, there's half a chance. It's even better than a half-naked Ronaldo. No, you did all right. I think you got one wrong. One wrong?
Yeah, one wrong.
Yeah, one wrong. Yeah, well done. Well done. That was a round of What's the Peter Ramage. Well done, everyone that played at home and got full marks. I don't think anyone's playing at home. You weren't really playing in the studio, frankly. Right, let's get back to your beloved QPR Ladies. So what is your footballing background prior to arriving at QPR Ladies?
Well, I started out in Sweden. I came here when I was 19. Then I got a scholarship in the States. Was there for 2 years, and now I'm back here.
And now you're back playing for QPR. Were you playing in Sweden, I'm guessing? For a ladies football team over there?
Yeah, but that was before I came here.
Oh, okay. No, where's when you getting the Sweden call up? No time soon?
Well, I don't think so. I hope. Well, I would always hope, but I don't think so.
Okay.
That time has.
Well, not with that attitude. You need to take some of her ridiculous positivity. In the middle there somewhere, there's the perfect
But we have
attitude.
a lot of good players in Sweden, to be fair.
Yeah, they are one of the better ones, aren't they?
Exactly.
And yourself?
I was raised in Japan.
Okay.
So I was living in Tokyo and I played for my high school team. And then I played for a German Bundesliga second division team for 1 year. And then I moved to UK for uni. And I was first in Southampton. I played for my uni there. And then I came to London and then to QPR.
Very nice, very nice. Oh, no, just curious as how you end up at QPR Ladies in this day and age. It's amazing though to me, like, talking about how far ladies football's come is, it's now an international game. I mean, 15 years ago to say that we were going to have players come over from Japan and Sweden to play for QPR Ladies would have been madness. So have you noticed that, like within the changing room, is it still predominantly English women in the changing room or is it getting like the men's game more and more?
I think we have a very...
international mix.
Yeah.
I think last year, when I first came to QPR, it was just 2-3 foreigners. And then now is like more than half.
Yeah, I think.
And now you're getting relegated. This is like when QPR were in the Premier League. This is exactly the same, isn't it? Signed a bunch of mercenaries and went down. You're just here for a quick buck, aren't you? Where's the goalie from that never turns up?
She's English.
That's why you hire internationally. That's why you've got to go find the best internationally. That makes sense. Right, seriously, what are QPR Ladies going to achieve this season? You're bottom at the moment. Got a big game coming up against West Ham. You got 1 point so far. Are you going to get 2 points? Let's start with that. Are you going to get another point for the rest of the season?
That's definitely... No, West Ham will be at 3 points.
3 points. Definitely West Ham. And how many more games have you got left in the league?
A lot. We still got till May, so there's still a lot of games.
You'll be fine.
So we.
No, right. So, and how many in the league and how many get relegated?
One get relegated.
One get relegated.
Forest Green were supposed to be in our league, but they went out. So that means usually it's 2, but now it's 1. Thank God.
yeah, that might be a real.
But maybe
blessing.
this is our tactic. We lose in the first round of the season, and then the second half
it can only go up from here.
Exactly.
It can only go up from here. Have you guys within the change room? Has your manager given you any targets for the season from here, cup-wise, league-wise?
I think cup-wise, it's more about experience and just playing with the teammates and just enjoying it, having fun. And then league is, I think, survival is the key word.
But we're a new team, and we need to get to know each other, and we're finally getting to know each other and get to know how we play and how we work as players and all that. So.
Yeah, everyone left, so.
The beginning
you're
was,
gelling.
Yeah, I only been here for what is it now, 3 months?
Yeah.
So I'm just starting to.
So it's a transition period at the moment for QPR Ladies. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I mean, that's not official, but I hope you'll be fine. I hope you'll be fine.
No,
well, good luck. We'll get you back on later in the season. You'll be fine. It's fine. We'll get you back on later in the season anyway. We'll have a catch up. Yeah? Perfect.
Yeah.
And hopefully your form goes on another boost after that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Well done, QPR Ladies. Well done, QPR Ladies. We are here all the way until 10 o'clock. Ben and Alex are here. Ben is wearing the dodgiest Manchester United jumper you have ever seen in your life. That is something to look forward to after the break. We'll be back in just a few moments' time, so we will see you then. Thank you. Just like all the other women in my life, those 2 QPR ladies have now left me, but we are going to carry on with the show nonetheless. We are live here on Fan TV, Sky 212, Facebook and YouTube. And I asked you a teaser a little bit early on, and I don't think anybody's got it yet on Twitter. So tweet us at FanTVUK if you think you know the answer to this. I have scored for 6 different clubs in the Champions League and played for 5 that have won it, but I have never won it myself. If you think you know the answer, then tweet us at FanTVUK. Who am I? Well, I'm Toby Tarrant, but who's that? You get the picture. Right, let's get 2 more fans here on the Lime Green Sofa, taking us all the way through until 10 o'clock. Liverpool and Manchester United fans. Alex and Ben, come on, here we go. Woo! How are you doing, mate?
How are you?
How are you doing, all right?
Good to see you again.
Hello, mate. How we go?
Good to see you.
Right.
Wait.
Talk me through the jumper.
Wait.
Talk me through the jumper. What the hell is going on?
He doesn't
there,
have
Ben?
a Man United kit.
I don't have a new Man United kit.
He doesn't have any Man United kit.
He wore an old one.
Yeah, I've got more England kits than Man United kits. I can't find the Man United kits. I asked my girlfriend to get me one for Christmas, and she said no because she doesn't like football.
But that's so. It's your present.
There's a message for you, Ree. There's a message. Can I also, before we do anything, because I've made a real big promise, Bryn Williams has been asking to get on the show for an awful long time. He's a Fulham pundit. He's actually done a lot of TV work. And I'm just going to say it to camera at some point. Can you please get Bryn Williams on the show to
Tell him to get in touch with the show.
There you go. I've told him to email.
Well,
he's watching this now.
Well, Bryn, if that is your real name, all right? There's plenty of ways to get in touch with us here at Fan TV. You don't just tell a mate to go on and beg for you, all right? You know where to find us, Bryn. So pull your finger out if you want to be on the lime green sofas, although it'd be lovely to have you. Right, now we're going to talk about...
Clear.
Yeah, clear, we're done.
Clear,
we're going to talk about both your teams in a second, but right now, it's time to go over to the motherland, or is that Russia? I can never remember. But we are going to do a German football update on Sky.
Nailed it.
And you guys are more than welcome to join in.
Bericht auf Bundesliga!
That's class. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. Hello, sir. How are you doing? All right.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Where are you Skyping us from?
Leeds, Yorkshire.
It's not very German, is it? Well, thank you very much. But you are our German football expert, which is thank you very much. How did that come about? Your love of the German game?
Just been following it since the 2006 World Cup, really. I mean, like I said last week, Schweinsteiger, Klose, Ballack. It's just success, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have supported them too. You just completely gave up on your English roots, did you, there, and decided you preferred the German national team?
For the Euros, I actually bought Germany fall top over England, so that's where it lies now.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. If I could do the same. From now on, I like Brazil. I think Brazil are just great, and I've always been a fan. And exactly. Yeah.
Anderson.
Stop shouting names. Germany obviously had the international break. Well, the whole world had the international break. That's how the international break works. They beat San Marino. And Thomas Muller basically came out and said it was a waste of their time, which went down well in San Marino. All 7 people in San Marino were fuming.
I mean, international football, it's just putting it when domestic football, and it's, what do you do? I mean, Thomas Muller, he said football doesn't belong to you. He suggested it was a pointless exercise, which, fair enough, you go to San Marino, you expect goals, which they got. But for a team like San Marino playing against the world champions, that motivates them, but it's just a pointless affair, it really is.
You can kind of see where he's coming from. Did you see this? I mean, they won 8-0, 9-0, whatever Germany did, and San Marino were very upset. I mean, you can see both flips of the coin. It is a pointless exercise, but if you're a player for San Marino, then you want to go up against Thomas. So you guys, once in a while, get to sit this close to me.
Exactly. But there's another element that some of the new German players get to make a name for themselves. So Gnabry scored a hat-trick. Didn't get a chance to do that under Arsenal, and all of a sudden under Germany, and Werder Bremen, I want to say. He's the expert. All of a sudden he's gone and scored a hat-trick on the international stage. Well, that makes a bigger name for himself than it would have done anywhere else.
And they dropped Mesut Ozil because they thought it's San Marino, so they got Serge Gnabry.
But unlike England, who want to go and play Jagielka in a friendly, Germany go and play someone like Serge Gnabry and get to understand a new player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they've learned something.
We
about
brought Jagielka off the bench. I'll remind you. Just see what he can do in 15 minutes. I reckon he could be decent. This Jagielka. Let's have a look at him. And then they played a friendly with Italy, 0-0, wasn't it? The two teams.
It was,
there. I mean, Italy are notoriously Germany's bogey team, aren't they?
Yeah, in the past. They haven't had the best of times against them, but this time, it was a typical friendly. It was boring. It's wasting time. I'd rather watch paint dry. But I mean, unlike England, he did put that experimental side out. He gave Yannick Gerhardt his international debut at left back. He had a midfield trio of Sebastian Rudy, Goretzka, Weigl. When you think of past Germany teams, Schweinsteiger, Cruz, Khedira, Borowski, Frings, all them players, it's a new era, and he's just finding his team for World Cup 2018 now.
I mean, the names you're saying there, it seems to me that the conveyor belt of German talent just keeps on turning, doesn't it? It just sounds like they're never going to end.
Yeah, I mean, like the game that's on now, Leverkusen, Leipzig. Obviously, they have Johnny Tarr, Julian Brandt, Benjamin Henrichs in defence. Bayern Munich, they've got Joshua Kimmich. It's just endless talent that they're producing now.
That game's going on as well still, isn't it? Leverkusen, Leipzig. What's the latest in that?
3-2 to Leipzig. They come back from behind on 2 occasions. Scored the third goal in with 9 minutes left to play. And at the minute, well, even if it's a draw, but with 3 points to sit in top of the Bundesliga now, and all the pressure is going to be on Bayern tomorrow.
God, that'd be a massive result for Leipzig, wouldn't it? I mean, they've kind of come out of nowhere with all the Red Bull money, so they're not everyone's favourite. We've got to look forward to the weekend. There's 2 fixtures that you look for in the Bundesliga at the start of the season, and that's Munich versus Dortmund and Dortmund versus Munich. We've got Dortmund versus Munich tomorrow. Huge game, isn't it? Internationally and within Germany, obviously, as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's called the Klassiker, but not many Germans actually look forward to it because obviously it's the biggest 2 teams, but they prefer the regional derbies as opposed to the national ones. Tomorrow, though, as I mentioned, all pressure is going to be on Bayern Munich. They haven't lost to Dortmund in 7 games. Dortmund undefeated in 26 home games in the league, which is a club record. Even Thomas Muller, he's not having the best of seasons. He hasn't scored in the league. He hasn't scored for 682 minutes. And if they are to get something out of the game, they're going to have to keep Aubameyang quiet, who is the joint top scorer with 11 goals. He's joint top with ex-Blackburn striker Modeste. But one thing's for sure tomorrow night is that the atmosphere at the Signal Iduna is going to be pretty electric.
I mean, Thomas Muller slating San Marino. He's not even scoring any goals. What's he going on about? Sort your own problems out, Thomas, all right? You've got bigger fish to fry. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, Thomas. Not scoring any goals all season, pal. Quickly, we'll come back to Germany, but I've spotted a electric guitar on your bed. Are you going to give us a song? When we Skyped, did we interrupt you? Were you doing like a slash outside the chapel, November rain, 8-minute...
I can't get my practice in somewhere.
I like it. I'm ignoring you. I'm looking all around your room for anything else that we can pick up on. No, other than that, it's pretty basic. I don't want to know what's in those drawers. Last question I want to talk to you about. Last thing I want to talk to you about, the situation at Hamburg at the moment. It's in disarray. Ben's obviously clued up on it. Ben, why don't you tell us about the situation at Hamburg?
I can't really say much more than a team that's been faltering for years. They've made a couple of marquee signings over the years, whether it be Van der Vaart, to name but a few. But now I see Johan Duru as the...
If that's a marquee
signing.
focal
point of their defence, and I can't really say much more. They also lost...
I was just trying to take the mick out of you. You've done quite well.
I want to ask a quick question about the Hoffenheim manager. He's obviously only 29 years old.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
When he got appointed, I had my doubts about him just being age and experience, but he's providing his team. He's getting the balance right between defence and attack. You know, they're not going all out, but they are scoring the goals. They are doing well. Last match day, they were 1-0 up against Bayern Munich. Had it not been for an own goal, they would have got 3 points at the Allianz. And, you know, they're the 3rd unbeaten team in the Bundesliga, and it's good to see clubs finally challenging Bayern.
Do you know, a 29-year-old nearly went and nicked 3 points away in the Allianz. Right, I've got 4 years. I've got 4 years to go and try and mastermind a victory in Munich.
Apparently he scouted Firmino from Football Manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
By the way, is it true that Royce is injured now tomorrow? Is that just social media hype?
Yeah, this morning Dortmund confirmed that he'll be out of the game. They were expecting him to be back, but he had a niggle on his heel. They basically said they don't want to risk him against the game and risk him being out for a couple of months or whatever, so they're going to rest him.
It's the curse of the FIFA cover, isn't it? The curse of the FIFA cover strikes again.
Oh, yeah, Jordan Henderson, the curse of the FIFA cover.
When he got injured straight away as soon as he unveiled. We didn't actually discuss the situation at Hamburg as much as Ben tried. Despite Ben's best efforts, we never actually discovered anything about Hamburg. What's going on there?
Chatted about Van der
the
Vaart.
most German name ever, Dietmar Beiersdorfer. Am I saying that correctly?
Beiersdorfer.
Beiersdorfer. He's under a bit of fire, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he got rid of the sporting director 6 months ago. Now he's taken the role of that, and he is the club chairman. Under pressure, bottom of the table, 4 goals all season, no wins. They've already placed 1 manager this season. They were close to getting a new sporting director in, but they were going to have to pay €3 million in compensation, which he didn't want to do. He says they've got no shortage of CVs and that they have to pick the right one. But they're already 6 points adrift of safety and do worry for them this season.
It's a strange one, that, because he's the chairman and the sporting director and he's under pressure. Is he going to have to sack himself?
It's looking that way, isn't it? I mean,
that's an awkward meeting.
yeah.
Just
step into my office. I'm in the office. I'm ready to go. Mate, thank you so much for that Bundesliga update. And is this going to be, I think, a regular thing now? I'll be seeing you same time next week.
Same time next week, yeah.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to this, amazingly. That was our Bundesliga update. Woo!
Bericht auf Bundesliga!
Is it racist? I don't know. I don't know. It could be. No. It could be. But it's funny. It's certainly funny. It's certainly funny. We enjoyed that, though. We enjoyed that.
That was good.
And thank you for that fascinating insight into Hamburg.
I had a lot more.
Well, we're going to take a break, but I'd love to hear it. I forgot to ask you about Darmstadt versus Ingolstadt 04 as well. That was going to be I forgot to ask him. So we'll ask him how it went next week.
It's the bottom of the league, class.
It is. It is the bottom of the league. Well, you would know. We would know. We need to get Benner's thing every time he comes on. Right, we are going to take a break and then we are going to focus on Liverpool and Manchester United, respectively. You'll both get your turn, I promise. Yes. You'll both get your turn. Not playing each other this weekend, but both got 2 massive and very difficult games to go straight back into after the international break. We'll be discussing that. We'll be discussing all things football as well on the lime green sofa. So we will see you in just a sec. Hi there, it is Fan TV. Alex and Ben, the Liverpool and Manchester United fans, are on the lime green sofa. I'm just going to check with the people at the back. Is that bloke from Australia ready to Skype us yet? Bear with me. No? Okay, brilliant. Right, well then we'll talk about Liverpool and Manchester United. Slick operation here at Fan TV, as ever. No, let's talk about United. Mourinho's back in the dugout, which is a shame because you won the game without him there.
There's a lot of... Where do you even start? It's tough as a Man United fan right now. There's a lot of things pro and against Mourinho. But one thing that Mourinho has in his back pocket is a great track record against Arsene Wenger. You can't knock it.
Yeah.
Albeit he's probably had better players in his first 11 than he will have tomorrow. But tactically, how he's set up is what's most important tomorrow. I've said from day one, Carrick is the be-all and end-all of tomorrow. I don't care about Rashford, Rooney, or anyone else in the team. The person that will make the team tick tomorrow is Carrick.
Well, there's that stat, isn't there? That he's played this season. He's played 6 games and they've won all 6. And without him, it's just like the stats just ridiculous. Just
keep it simple. If you look at United over the last couple of seasons, whether it's Van Gaal or Moyes, there is a real metronome playing it from midfield across the wing, from right wing to left wing. Whereas Carrick, Scholes beforehand, and actually Anderson, despite what some people will say, were the people that were prepared to pay 20-yard, 30-yard bills across field, in the air.
And they're the things 40 yards because it was 10 yards too far.
There's an argument.
But he tried.
But the one thing Man United haven't been doing in the beginning with Mourinho, which surprised me, is putting defenders on the back foot and having them turn to goal. And the only way to do that is to have someone who can actually create that pass. Carrick's the only person in our midfield that can do that, not Herrera or Fellaini.
The thing is, I, as a neutral, I love United Arsenal. I think it's just a great game because of the sort of, especially in the 90s, 2000s, the title challenges between the two clubs. But I just worry a little bit tomorrow that Mourinho's going to do the same thing that he did against us. It's going to be very much a sort of setup just to not lose.
Well, you look at the back line that Manchester
You
United
look at the squad with
Bailly, Smalling out, Shaw and Valencia doubtful. We basically had a whole new back four, and that back four is pretty rubbish.
Well, no, you see Darmian is 50-50 of defending and attacking. He seems to get forward, but not deliver. He seems to get back and tackle, but not make the first pass. Jones, we never know what to get with Phil Jones. He's been injured for too long. And as for Rojo, he wasn't selected by Argentina in the last 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares. He obviously doesn't like Shaw at the moment either, but Blind, from the back, is probably our best distributor. You'd argue that he needs to be further up the field.
From an outsider's point of view, I've been pretty disappointed with Phil Jones' development. I think because when you looked at him when he was at Blackburn, he was this sort of stalwart. He was sort of touted as the next John Terry, and he's that big sort of English centre-back that would get his head in the way and just do the business, but he just hasn't sort of seemed to...
I think I turned to a mate when Phil Jones made his England debut and played in the holding role and was going box to box. I think I turned to my friend and said, "We've discovered the English Yaya Toure." Toby can pick him.
I also remember Phil Jones in his debut season for United playing at right back, delivering crosses that were of the level of an Ashley Young, who, despite what some people might say about his United performances, won us a league a couple of years ago, almost was the key component. So Phil Jones has got it in his locker to be a key defender. The difference between him and Terry growing up is that Terry had 4 or 5 years clean, injury-free, first team. Phil Jones hasn't had that. I don't think they're in the same...
When Carragher burst onto the scene, it was sort of, he started that, obviously that was a bit part role. Yeah, a bit part role. He was played DMC and scored that debut goal against Villa, and then played at right back for a long time, and then obviously moved into centre back. And it just doesn't seem like Phil Jones is kind of...
For me, and the other thing that's interesting in this team, Memphis Depay went and scored 2 in his international break. A really good header and a really good free kick. But Lord knows that Mourinho's not going to play him tomorrow. He's going to start with Rashford. Now, Rashford's great off the ball. But Memphis did score 30 goals 2 seasons ago in the Eredivisie. And there's an argument that says, well, if there's ever a time to find out if this guy's got any quality about him, now's the time you play him.
I mean, you get the impression, and it's inexcusable if this is the case, but it feels like Mourinho has gone into the club and he has predetermined ideas in his head of which players are good.
I completely agree. If I descale everything, Man United need to play a particular way of football. And I say it as a Man United fan, and it's biased, but I believe there needs to be a flowing attack of football. And I believe there needs to be a bit of freedom and interchangeability between the players. We don't have that. It's actually very rigid. It's actually not very different to Van Gaal, where people have a set position. Rashford and Martial, before Martial was taken over from Young,
people did
hugging the
predict
wing
this as well. People did predict this. I mean, you got rid of Van Gaal saying he wasn't playing the Manchester United way, but Jose Mourinho's never been known.
No, don't get me wrong. Jose Mourinho hasn't had 18 months, 24 months to change the team. Klopp is starting to get that time, and we're now starting to see what Klopp wants to interpret in a team. But I also question, in this modern day of the Premier League with so much competition, does a team with such rigidness fit the Premier League.
But then this Mkhitaryan situation is just ridiculous as well, because he was Bundesliga Player of the Year last year, and then suddenly he's coming to United. He can't even get a game, whether he's fit or not.
He seems to be on the
But it's the
naughty
same
list as
sort
well.
of situation that you had last year with Hazard. He just completely switched off and just didn't turn up, and for me.
Well, Mourinho seems to be having a
midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to come back to criticising Man U and Mourinho.
Yes.
Because it's hilarious.
It's the best.
But right now, we have got Ryan Skyping us from down under. Ryan, are you there?
G'day, mate.
Yes. Oh, good day, mate. Oh, mate.
Unlucky today with the result. Oh, mind you, it was 1-1, so maybe not.
I think we got robbed, man. You can't really say that because there's been a lot of controversy about.
I watched it. Unlucky, buddy.
It happens.
Yeah, have you been robbed? There's nothing in your flat.
It's laundry day, man. There's
what are you laundering? The lamp? The art on the walls?
Not much happening.
Well, thank you for Skyping us before we launch into an abuse of your very lovely home, by the way. So for people that don't know, don't recognise the emblem on your chest, you are a supporter of the Western Sydney Warriors. And tell us about them, and it's an incredible story. Wanderers.
Wanderers, yep, I was going to say.
For people that don't know them, like myself here, no, tell us about them, because the story is mad.
Yeah, so we were established 5 years ago, and in our first season we became premiers of the league, which is absolutely unheard of in almost any league. It usually is the result of being wooden spooners in your first season, and we managed to win the premiership and go to a grand final. And we managed to go to another one the year after that, and we were also competing in the Asian Champions League, and we were written off pretty much. We were told it was impossible for us to get out of the group. We were nobody. We had a limited budget due to the salary restrictions we have in Australia with our league to make it sustainable for all the clubs. And ultimately, we went through and beat teams like Guangzhou Evergrande, which backed by millions and millions of dollars in China. We've beaten Al Hilal in the final, which were backed by oil tycoons and billionaires. And ultimately, we came out the better team through the genius of our coach, Tony Popovic, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with from his days at Crystal Palace. And it was just a real fairy tale. Everyone talks about Leicester City, but this one's already happened, I'm afraid.
I mean, it's formed in 2012 and then got on to be the best team in Australia. I mean, it is absolutely mad. Who were you supporting before 2012?
I went to a handful of Sydney FC games, and the Sydney FC fans out there will be laughing and saying you're all ex-Sydney FC fans, but to be honest, I never really connected with that club. It was geographically completely out of my zone. It's at least an hour drive, maybe more, to their home ground. I wasn't going to make that trip, and the club really didn't appeal to me. And once Western Sydney was born, this really is a hot spot of football in Australia. We've developed, Tim Cahill and all the recognisable international names, really, and still are developing top-level talent.
I love how you went for the all the big Australian names. Tim Cahill.
Who scored, all the other ones. He scored against them today.
I know Ben wants to thank you as well, because I know that he's put a few accas on.
I actually had an acca on.
And you've helped him a lot.
Yeah,
you brought him this very expensive jumper.
Yeah, this.
Thank you.
So thank you for
that.
that.
I wanted to say thank you to Melbourne today, but I wanted to ask actually if it was anything. The likes of Topor Stanley, Mitch Nichols, etc. Do you see a future for them outside of the A-League? Santaleb even as well. Do you see a future for them away from Western Sydney? Even?
Santaleb's probably at the twilight of his career. He's a fantastic player, but the age will catch up to him, unfortunately. Topor Stanley was always tipped to go to Asia, so that wasn't really a surprise to most of our fans. But the likes of the rise of Aaron Moy, who was signed by Manchester City and then loaned out to Huddersfield Town and is really tearing it up there right now, just shows you the sort of talent that we can produce. And to be honest, Aaron Moy before joining Western Sydney was, it was a promising talent, but nothing to what the level he's achieved now. And I think through Popovic and the rest of the team, you're really seeing players come in who are, have promising, abilities and such, but then they seem to nurture those. And once they move on, they're really performing quite well for any team that they move on to.
What is the state of football generally down there in Australia? Is it still very far behind rugby and cricket in the popularity stakes?
We are catching up very, very quickly. My team, Western Sydney, we're based in a purpose-built rugby stadium, and that only housed less than 20,000 people. And 5 years on from inception, we have now been moved out of that stadium because they're tearing it down. We're putting a 35,000-seater stadium in there. We've secured TV rights for the foreseeable future, and it's growing rapidly. And you're seeing the TV viewership increasing, the fan base increasing. My club and Melbourne Victory especially have got 20,000 members each, so that's really promising compared to what it was like 5 to 10 years ago.
We've got to take a break, Ryan, mate, but thank you very much for Skyping in to us. What time is it there? Is it Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's 8:40. It's not too early.
Sorry to wake you up, mate. Sorry to wake you up. Did you go out last night? Did you paint the town red and black stripes?
Of course, yeah.
Good. Well, have a good one, mate. It's been a pleasure. And I hope to talk to you again soon. All right, mate? I've been Michael Owens for my bad impression. I'm sorry, I deserve that. Right, mate, thank you very much. Go get back to sleep. And maybe hang up some art. Just, I don't know, just a suggestion. All right, mate, thank you very much. Cheers, Ryan. Well done, Ryan. He was very nice.
He was a top lad.
He can play again on Fan TV. Right, we are going to take another break here on Fan TV, and then we'll get straight back into talking about Liverpool and Manchester United, who have two massive games coming up over the weekend. We'll see you in just a bit.
Santa lads at the end of his career. I was like, well,
Hello, welcome back to Fan TV. We're live on Sky 202, Facebook, YouTube. We're nearly at an end as well. We're done at 10 o'clock. Alex and Ben are here on the sofa. We've touched on Arsenal, Manchester United tomorrow. That's obviously a massive game. But Liverpool, Southampton away, that's no walk in the park either, is it? Especially straight after an international break. You would have loved to have played them straight after that Watford game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it would have been good. That's the thing about international breaks. It just sort of... It winds me up because, you know, you gather this momentum, especially as Liverpool are at the moment, how we're sort of doing in the league and flying high, and you kind of have these little 2-week breaks, which is rather frustrating. And it looks like we've sort of lost Lallana and Coutinho for tomorrow as well, which is...
they are out. I mean, there's been a lot of talk comparing this Liverpool side with the side that nearly won the league a couple of years ago, but I'd say the big difference is if you took Suarez out of that team, they would have fallen apart. And despite the fact that Coutinho and Lallana aren't available, you're going to bring in Wijnaldum, Sturridge. There's strength in those positions.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that definitely there's strength and depth, which is fantastic. And as you say, you know, you lose Coutinho or Lallana and you can replace them with Wijnaldum and Sturridge, and there's no problem. I think that's the difference between when we were in the 13-14 season, we relied so heavily on Suarez, and it was week in, week out, sort of seeing how him, Sturridge and Sterling did it at the time. But now you've got such strength and depth there that there's no sort of real issues, and the squad is pretty good. And I think, especially from the summer, what Klopp did so well is he identified the exact positions that he needed, and he got rid of the dead weight with your Benteke's, Balotelli's, Joe Allen's, all that, which obviously Joe Allen's doing well. But the squad itself is at a good size, but it's at a size that is able to compete on a week in, week out basis.
How important is the not having European football for the fact that they're getting away with the squad at the moment? Do you think you look at Tottenham, who had a couple of injuries, Alderweireld and Kane, and they've really fallen apart without them?
I've said it from the start of the season. I think Liverpool and Chelsea, without European football, it's fundamental to them getting in the top four. I think, when you've only got one game to think about, and when you look at Leicester last year and how they thrived upon just having that one game, and they don't have to worry about a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday fixture. It's just week in, week out, Saturday, Sunday game, and that's the focus for the week.
But isn't there a negative to that on the outside? When you think about teams of old, Chelsea, when they won the Champions League, fine, they finished 5th. Liverpool, I forget when you won it in 06. 05.
Acting like you forgot when Istanbul was.
Let's not forget that. But I talk about it from a generic perspective. I'm a United fan and it's biased, but when we won both Champions Leagues in 99 and then moving forward, we won the league both years. And there has to be an element that as a competitive top European or a top elite team, you need to be able to combat both. You need to be able to compete in both league and then a European competition.
Yeah, you definitely do, but I think at the same time, what's the league is seeing at the moment, because the league is so competitive and because those top 6 teams are so competitive, the edge on it is, and as it shows the table doesn't lie, the top 2 teams are the 2 teams that don't have the European games in a weekend, and we're only a quarter of the way in. So
I take your point there, you're spot on. A good side can win the league, a great side wins a couple of things.
It's a case of, right now, Liverpool are playing the best football in the league, and I say that as a United fan, that's quite tough to say. I would also say the second best team are Arsenal or Chelsea. Once again, Chelsea aren't playing European football, but then the following season, they've got to combat the two. And you sit there and go, well, if you can't compete competitively in both, then what's the point?
No, you have to.
There's an element of what are you fighting for?
Yeah, but you look at City, and City's squad I think City's squad probably, maybe and Arsenal's as well, is probably the only 2 that can compete on both levels. You look at United at the moment, I don't think, at the moment you're struggling playing Thursday, Sundays. And it's been detrimental, and that's where you sit at the moment, is sort of 6th, 7th, 8th. And Tottenham are out of that just because they just have to play these games in the midweek. And as you say,
as of Tuesday, I don't think Europe's going to be a problem for Tottenham for the rest of the season.
I'm starting to question, if we don't beat Feyenoord on Thursday, then we're not going to have much European football to chat about either.
It's an even playing field again.
Which might not be the worst thing, but at the same time, we haven't necessarily got the biggest squad of players either. And with the injuries that we've got right now, it might not be... There's two edges to the sword of it. You sit there on one end and go, do you want to be going through all the qualification stages of the Europa League? No. But do you want to be in the final of Europa League? Of course we do. Every Liverpool fan will have said it would have been the dream to win it last year, especially with the prize at stake.
Yeah.
But if it means that you end up in the quarterfinals getting knocked out, which we might not even get to, and then not getting in the top 4 of the Premier League,
I think the ultimate.
Sorry, bear with me. We've got a Skyper now who's going to join us. Who's an Arsenal fan. James is going to join in the discussion. Hello, James.
Unlucky, mate.
Evening all.
Hello, it's David Brent again. How you doing? All right.
Very well. How are you?
Yeah, very, very good. I don't think you could call the result tomorrow in Arsenal-Manchester United a foregone conclusion, could you?
1-1.
Gone over his head. Brilliant. Thank you, James. Bye, James. Cheers, mate. Have a good weekend. No, we're discussing it here, the merits of no European football for Liverpool and Manchester United.
Oh, God, yeah.
Could be going out on Thursday with Feyenoord. Is it a blessing in disguise, or would you like to carry on Europa League and maybe have a look at winning it and getting into Champions League that way?
As an Arsenal fan, please carry on Man United because, if you keep losing, I keep smiling. So, happy days. And, as far as Liverpool go, you can see how well it's going, can't you? I mean, what a blessing. You guys are cruising.
Yeah.
And it's scary how good you are. I mean, we've been filming today for the old YouTube channel, and we talked about Liverpool-Watford, and oh my God, I'm watching it back again, and it was incredible. It's the best performance, I think, of a team I've seen in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people said the Chelsea-Everton game the day before was one of the best sort of performances of the season.
God, no.
And then suddenly the day after, we took it to another level.
Yeah.
I mean, we've still got people going mad about Arsenal-Chelsea. I'm like, well, you watch that Liverpool-Watford and compare it. It's unbelievable.
Arsenal 4th at the moment. Very nice of you guys to just know your role and get into
We know
position
our
early.
place. Yeah, we know our place.
Very nice of you to just... We'll be here, guys. Don't mind us. You play amongst yourselves. We'll be in for. Very sweet of you guys. No, I mean, what are you expecting tomorrow? Ben was saying he wasn't sure what Mourinho we're going to see. Is he going to come on to you, or are you expecting a Mourinho bus?
I think it's exactly like you guys talked about earlier with that Liverpool game. I think Sky have overhyped it way too much, as per usual, and it's going to be a boring, probably a score draw. But this is the thing, you know, at Arsenal at the moment, we've got a lot of people within that club giving it that big talk. And I'm like, tomorrow, if you want to win this Premier League, every single 11 of them players that go out there and the subs that come on eventually have to prove how important this game is, because we go to Old Trafford and, you know, there's 75,000 plus, there's that badge, that red kit, and we get intimidated. Some of them, you know, they get a bit squeaky bum time as soon as they come out and hear glory, glory, Man United. Can't have none of that. Every person's got to be switched on and not really biting for blood. But do you know what I mean? They've got to be up for this because, you know, I'm shocked that we lost to that United team last year. This United team at the moment, they're no cop. They're there for the taking. And if Arsenal can't do it, then God knows how we're going to win the league this year, like some people keep talking.
That's it. I mean, eventually Arsenal are going to have to sing for their supper, and you've got to beat the teams that are rivals for that top.
And they've got to beat Mourinho as well. You know, there was that big hoodoo earlier about not being able to beat Chelsea. We finally put that to bed. All right, they were probably the worst Chelsea that have been for a long time. I mean, Cahill at that time was just giving goals out for free. He was just like, oh, yeah, I can't be bothered this week. And then the week after, don't worry about it. So,
What noise did Gary Cahill make?
Yeah, just... I'm getting my ready.
It was amazing. You actually recreated it tone perfectly again. That was really good. No, you're spot on. And, I mean, what do you make of this? Mourinho's come out today and said that he doesn't get the same respect as Arsene Wenger. What do you make of that?
Well, of course he don't. He does things that don't deserve respect. He pokes people in the eye. You know, he tries to start fights with people and then he backs away when it gets physical. You know, this is a guy that we've all seen his record. He's an absolutely great manager at a place where he's got a checkbook. But sometimes he spends that money wrongly, things go a bit wrong, and he's just a big whinger. And I'm sorry, but in England, whinging don't get you far. It just gets you annoyed, it gets you hated. It doesn't get you, you know, respect.
Hey, it got you on the Sky 212, didn't it, mate? Got you here, didn't it?
At the moment, I was watching this press conference earlier, and he's living in like a travel lodge or something at the moment. It's so reminiscent of Alan Partridge. I'm waiting for him to drive to Dundee and his bare feet eating Toblerones.
I really hope that there's a Lynn character behind the scenes. I hope Mourinho has a Lynn-esque PA with him as well. Mate, thank you very much for Skyping in. You reckon 1-1, do you?
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be 1-1. I think it's going to be such a dull, boring game.
Yeah,
I do. I'm with you, mate. Depends if you start with Giroud, we win. If you ask me, if you start with Sanchez, I then see you taking Jones and Rojo is very different to Smalling and Bailey for me. If you start with Sanchez, I think they've got more movement than us in the final third.
I just want to ask one quick question. I was on here a couple of weeks ago with a few Arsenal fans, and I was talking about Sanchez playing up top. I mean, how do you see him as sort of the striker role? Or do you think you need to get someone in there?
I still think we need an absolutely out-and-out clinical finisher, but at the moment, needs must. And, you know, Captain Scarlet, as I like to call him, this man's indestructible at the moment. God knows how he does it. He's been on a plane for like nearly 3 days, and he's back already. I just worry we're going to burn him out. I mean, I feel that we've burnt Iwobi out already. I think he'll still play tomorrow, but I just worry about it because we run our players into the ground so much.
Yeah.
Do you not think both teams have got...
Sorry, guys, I've got to interrupt. I'm really sorry. We're going to run out of time. I'm sorry. Fascinating question, Ben. James, mate, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No worries. Take care of yourself.
Cheers, sorry, we might have time.
Unlucky for tomorrow, mate.
You too.
We had the results in of poll 2 this evening on Twitter at FanTVUK. We can have a look at the results now. First goal scorer tomorrow. It's a draw between Giroud and Mesut Ozil. Arsenal fans love a poll.
Oh, bore me later.
They absolutely love a poll.
I thought Walcott was...
You thought Walcott was a good guess?
I think
Walcott. He did, because he loves Walcott.
Oh, he loves Theo.
He's a Liverpool fan.
What is that?
We are pretty much out of time, and here is... Oh, look at this.
Bericht auf Bundesliga!
That is wild.
There's this thing, Ben. What do you think, mate? What do you make of that? And now, every time you're on the show, we can use that. How good is that? How good is that?
Brilliant.
Bless you, guys. Right, thank you to all my guests and Skypers this evening. Kiri Blur is back tomorrow with a bevy of fans joining her. Leeds, Newcastle, Swansea, Spurs, Man United, Ipswich, QPR and Norwich. All coming up. That sounds like some hard work. Good luck, Kiri. She'll be here live from 4 p.m. and we'll give updates from all the games taking place during the show. I'll be back next week at the slightly later time of 7:30. Just before we go, predictions, scores. Southampton, Liverpool tomorrow. 20 seconds.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 United.
Who's going to score?
I'm going to go Sturridge and Mane against Stoke.
Rooney Matter.
Rooney Matter.
Perfect Rooney time.
And you're happy with your sting?
I felt better.
He's felt better. He's felt better. Right, it's bye from us three and the other Ben as well that's behind us here. Kiri's back in tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Have a good day.